This court with Judge Mathis.
Jessica Nielsen is suing Michaela Stevens in the amount of $250. Ms. Nielsen claims she took her family to the defendant's film premiere and says they were forced to flee after a fight broke out.
State your name.
My name is Jessica Nielsen.
Ma'am?
My name is Michaela Stevens.
All righty, ma'am. You're suing the defendant for $250 for a refund on a movie premiere?
Yes, sir.
Start with you.
So I'm suing her because I went to her movie premiere and I want my tickets back. It was an altercation and it wasn't safe for me and my kids.
Yeah, you want the ticket back, not the money. Good.
No.
You got the ticket on you? You won't have to pay a thing. You heard what she said. She want her ticket back.
Well, if it's just a ticket, then I can give her the ticket. I'm not giving her money.
Okay,
Well,
you can
no,
give it
Your
to
Honor.
her.
Sorry, I want my money back.
days?
Within 30 days?
All right, get
Yeah.
the ticket to her within 30 days. That's my judgment.
No, that's not what I want. I want my money back.
That's what you asked for. You said, I want my ticket back.
Well, let me rephrase. I want my money back. It was unsafe and
So
I
you're
definitely...
making it very clear. Now, Judge, if you were confused, let me make it very clear.
Yes, I'm making it clear.
I want my money.
Definitely.
Tell me the background on this. Go ahead.
So she, decided to have a movie premiere. We wanted
Does
to
she
support...
make movies?
Yeah, she makes movies. She's an independent
Okay,
film.
I don't know. You're talking to me like I was supposed to know. Yeah, she makes movies. That's
She's
what I'm supposed to know. Let me hear from you,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, so I'm an independent filmmaker. I've been making movies for about 5 years.
This is your first premiere?
Yeah, it's my first premiere. And it was a really, big turnout. I have 153 seats for the guests.
Good. Was everybody get good reviews from people who attended?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So,
She says no, but you tell me.
For the most part, it was very... it was a good turnout. I had the red carpet experience. Each ticket was...
I heard about the turnout. I want to know about the movies, the reviews on the movies. That's what I asked you about. And she said no. And when she said no, you skipped to the popcorn. Or the red carpet.
Well,
I want to know about what we're talking about. What reviews did you get from this movie?
I'm sure they were terrible.
Feedback.
Quiet.
I got good feedback. From the movie.
Good.
Yeah,
That's what
a lot
I
of
want
people
to hear.
said that they would come to the other movies that I plan to put on. So the feedback was okay. It wasn't bad.
And you tell me what your experience was that caused you to sue today.
I had a terrible experience, Your Honor. I thought I was just taking my best friend and her daughter out for a movie, support a black female filmmaker, and that's not what it was. There was an altercation there was fighting. So of course, me and my friend and her kid, we ran out of the movie, and I demanded my money back, but she decided to blow me off, saying she'll handle it, gave me her email and everything.
Happened. That's not really what happened. No, that's not really what happened.
Later on, I emailed her.
She decided to leave. I feel like I don't owe you any money because it's Miami. It's a lit city. People are gonna fight.
Would you have kids there fighting?
It's not my fault because people are fighting.
Kids there fighting?
So that means I'm gonna have to refund everybody else. I'm an independent artist, so I can't refund everybody else because of some altercation. It's not my fault.
She said it was her.
So, did you take the opportunity to cure the problem that came? In other words, give them their money's worth some way or another. Say, come back then. Be quiet and let me talk. Why are you going to talk when I'm talking? What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
What did you do to allow the people to get their 50th court with Judge Mathis? About approximately how many people stayed? If you said you had 150 come, approximately how many stayed?
Probably
over 100.
Over 100, yeah. It was over 100 people that stayed.
All right.
Yeah, not many people left.
And 15 minutes?
Yeah.
When the fight occurred and they were being escorted out, what were you saying over the mic?
Basically, I was just yelling for them to stop. I'm not a confrontational person, Your Honor.
So you didn't have security there?
So I can't afford it,
And
you have 150 people together, and what did you say? This is Miami. They fight.
Right.
You knew they fought. You just said it. So you should have had security.
Right.
And you didn't. So you were negligent. And so she had no reason to pay you. In fact, she gets all of her money back because by your own admission, this is Miami. We fight. No, I didn't pay for security. Negligence. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $250. Kristen Booth is suing Jamie Booth in the amount of $1,000. Ms. Booth claims her sister stole money from their joint account and says the defendant used it to start a nail business in their home without asking.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May all be seated. Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Kristen Booth.
Ma'am?
Jamie Booth.
All right, and you are suing the defendant for your sister for stealing money from a joint bank account, allegedly?
Yes, Your Honor.
For $1,000?
Yes.
Okay. Give me some background on your relationship with your sister.
Yes, Your Honor. So
You're the youngest?
No, she's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
So when Jamie was 16, I
You
was.
think I'm flirting with you, don't you?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
All right.
I'm
Go
just-
ahead. I just can't see well. So I couldn't tell who the youngest. Go ahead.
I appreciate it. But Jamie, when she was 16 and I was 20, we opened up a shared account. Our parents thought it was in our best interest to have a shared account so we can put our savings and like monitor our spending. And we were doing fine with the account, Your Honor, until.
How long had you all had the account before the incident in question?
We had it for about 7 years.
Okay. And no problem, no issues,
problems.
no bounce checks or anything.
None of that, Your
Great.
Honor.
All right. Go ahead. Then what?
So she.
How
went
was
to-
she as a sister, though? Let's talk about that as well. Not just the money part. I'm more interested in many instances, particularly when they're young people. I'm more interested in their lives. So tell me a little bit about her.
Of course,
Has she
sir.
been a good
Jamie-
student all her life? Was she troubled? You tell me.
Jamie is. I love Jamie, Your Honor. She's my sister, of course, but.
Did I ask you that?
Yeah, you.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said, how has she been?
She is a little. How do
You
I
don't
put
even
it?
know. Let me
I
hear
do-
from you, young lady. Tell me about yourself.
I feel I'm a very experimental person. I love to experiment with things like my hobbies and just trying to figure out the person that I am and what I like. Well,
Were you a good student?
oh, of course, yeah, a very good student. But up until college, it got a little, I feel I got a little stressed out being in college as I went to college for 2 years and then I stopped going for about a year.
Why? Oh, because of the stress?
And because of my grades, they started to drop.
Why?
I'd
Because of your
say
hobbies? Because of a man?
no, I
Why?
was just not focusing as much on school. I
What
was
were you
more worried
focusing
about
on?
work and making
What
money.
were you focusing on?
On work and making money.
And how did that work out for you?
Not too good.
Right. So you made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
What about going back? Or do you owe loans and therefore you can't go back until you pay your loans off? That's usually the case once you drop out.
I did have to pay loans back, but my parents had been helping me financially a lot of my life, and especially even when we had this account, which is why during the account I didn't put much money into that because it was my.
What are you
parents.
doing now?
I went back to school. I stopped
Good.
going for a year, but I went back. And my major at first when I went was psychology. And when I came back, I changed it to business because I wanted to be a therapist, but I figured I'm such a sensitive person, therapy probably isn't for me, but I'd rather be an entrepreneur.
And let's talk about the money now, ma'am. I know that's your thing. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes,
That's
Your
all you're
Honor.
here for. What?
So, since we're sharing this account, when she's going back to school, she asked if she can live with me. I said, that's fine, of course. You know, her school was closer to my house. And I said, hey, if you want to live with me, since we have this shared account, we can use that for household expenses, groceries, and then anything we need within the house. She agreed. I even have a text message just saying that she was fine with that, and she forgot we even had the account. I can show you that if you would like,
I'm
Your
ready.
Honor. Okay. So a month into her living with me, we're doing great. We're going to movies, having fun, going to brunch, fun things. And I told her I'm going on a work trip for 10 days. Before I leave, I deposit $1,500 into the account. I got an extra bonus. I just wanted the money to be in somewhere safe so I don't have to worry about it. And a couple days later, I get a notification on my phone saying that she withdrew $1,000 from the account. So I immediately call her, hey, like, there's something going on with the house? Like, did a pipe burst? What happened? She tells me that she is renovating my spare room for her personal nail business and she has these clients. Yet she never mentioned this to me before I left, and she's using the $1,000 that I put in to fund her personal business, and I didn't think that that was fair.
All right. How much was in the account at that time?
At the time, it was $3,010.
And what was it intended to be used for?
Only household expenses, Your Honor.
All right. And when you approached her about the $1,000, what did she say?
She said that since it was a household expense, and she's using the spare room, that she had the right to take the $1,000 out. But that was for her personal business, Your Honor, not a household issue.
And how did it hurt your account, or did it hurt your living?
It didn't, but at the same time, Your Honor, we're using this account for household expenses. I want to leave a good amount of money in there, a cushion, just in case something does happen.
Let me share a secret, Richie. If you let her use that $1,000 to establish a business in the house, which I'm so proud a young lady wanted to do that, I promise you, not only would you get that $1,000 back, and if you helped your little sister who was living with you to grow that business, you would get tens of thousands. How about that? But we'll give you a little $1,000 back, right?
Right.
And I'll help you on the other end so we
Right.
can grow that business. Because I believe in her. From what I've already heard, I want to invest with you. So I don't think I can do that from this point of view as the judge, but I don't know how I might do it, but I might want to invest with you and give her a little $1,000 back. And we go into business together.
Right, we'll make way more than $1,000.
Right, we bring our bag right in front of her. Got that bag! Go ahead, young lady. So what did happen? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I took out the $1,000, but that month I had.
Why didn't you ask, though? That was the mistake. What is the policy on either of you in withdrawing money on this joint account? Do you have to have mutual approval between the two?
We
Yes, Your
never
Honor.
discussed that.
We-
That was
You
never
had the
discussed.
account for 7 years. It had to be discussed.
We discussed it, Your Honor.
In those 7 years, as I said, my parents, they were funding me.
Okay.
So I hadn't really been using that account. It was mainly her using
Got it.
So the money, mainly the money put in for about maybe 6 years was all from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so you didn't think that it was necessary to ask?
No, because I had deposited $1,200 in that month, so I contributed.
All right.
So technically it was my money.
1,200 of it.
Yes.
Yeah, you make a good point there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep, and there were, you don't have the understanding that you needed her approval.
Right.
All right, and what did you do? Tell me about your business. What is the business and how's it gone? Tell me.
It's a nail business, and I renovated the room. I didn't do anything major. I painted the walls, which if she didn't like it, she could paint back over. That's no harm. So I painted the walls. I added a desk. I added some chairs. I got some supplies for myself and my business, and then I added small stick and peel tile to the floor. Stick and peel. You could peel off. It was nothing major to the room. And
Why didn't you take that money and buy you some outfits and go become a stripper?
Because this was an investment.
Why didn't you do that?
This was an investment.
Sis, yeah, would that be all right with your sis?
That would not be all right.
No, but that might have been one of the things that a young person of her age would have chose to do, but instead she chose to get her education, she chose to be innovative, she chose to get equipment to attract strippers to give her money to do their nails.
Yes, sir.
And that's my point I'm making, is that, and that's why I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Young people your age, that young ladies, that's not where their head is. Their head is, who has that bag?
Exactly.
I'm going to the club looking for the bag. And no, I don't take the $50 tips. You can't tip me 20 because you see how cute I am. She could have did all of that. But instead you invested in yourself.
Exactly, and I tried to explain that to her. It was an investment in myself, and I'm going to make that money back. It's $1,000. It's not the end of the world.
Your Honor, the problem is she said it was a hobby. She didn't think it was more of a career goal. I was fine with helping her. I would have said, hey, if we can sit down, let's come up with a plan. What are the steps that we're going to take to actually make this a successful
Was
business?
$1,200 over hers?
She did deposit $1,200 the beginning of the month, Your Honor.
And then took $1,000 the same month. So $200 is still in there of the money she contributed that month.
But I also contributed $1,500 the same week
That
that
should
she
still
took
be
out.
in there, right?
It should be.
Okay. Well, unless you know any different, all she's done is withdrawn $1,000 of what belonged to her.
But that also was my money too, Your
No,
Honor.
it wasn't. She deposited $1,200 in her ownership. Y'all got a joint account, but that doesn't mean joint ownership. I'm sorry. What we do know is she put in $1,200, took out $1,000. Therefore, I'm dismissing your claim, and I'm going to encourage you to continue. And I'm proud of you, and don't let anybody get in the way of you and your dreams. All right?
Thank you
Good
so
luck
much,
to
Your
you.
Honor.
Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
With Judge Mathis.
Jeff Matthews is suing Erica Winston in the amount of $700. Mr. Matthews claims his ex-girlfriend made unauthorized charges to his credit card after their breakup and says Miss Winston needs to pay up in full.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. All litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name, sir.
Your Honor, my name is Jeff Matthews.
Ma'am?
Your Honor, my name is Erica Winston.
All right, and sir, you are suing for $700, alleging Miss Winston owes you this money for credit card for ride-sharing charges, correct?
Yes, sir.
Start with you. Give me some background here.
So basically, when I met Miss Erica Winston, you know, we met about a year back in 2019. We met, and you know, it was a loving situation. We met at a bar, and we talked for a while. We became friends for about a year, and then 6 months moving forward, we became super intimate with each other.
What do you mean by super?
Meaning we.
What's the difference between regular and super?
We started loving a
You're a
lot more.
high-powered freak?
We started loving a lot
You got
more
these
of each
levels.
other.
These are the levels. You're intimate. It's just kind of regular kissing and hugging and
Oh no, we was
touching.
thumping and bumping.
Then you got very intimate. That typically involves some form of sexual activity. Then you got very, very intimate. That involves some freaking of some type. And then we got, what did you refer to yours as?
Super.
Super. There you go. That's what you meant there. Say it what it is. Super freak.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Go ahead. You all became super intimate.
Yes,
How
we
long?
did.
At what point? Give me the year.
So back in 2019 is when, you know, we became super freakish
Super
with each
intimate.
other.
Yeah, I like
super
that
freakish
term.
with each other.
Go ahead.
And then, you know, she came to me as we're talking. We in this stage when she said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to, my lease is getting ready to come up." And I said, "Wow, that's so funny. My best friend William is actually moving out of my place, which I had an apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment." And I said, "Hey, you know what? We've been rocking with each other for a while now, about a year and a half, a little bit longer. Why don't we make this official?" You know, I became super vulnerable to her. She became vulnerable to me. And I said, "Let's make this official, and you can move in with me." And then at that point...
That's official for you? That's not what women think you're talking about when you say, let's make this official.
Well, she said...
Move in so I can have you every day any kind of way without any commitment. You think that's what women think when you say official? No. They mean put a ring on it.
Yeah, well...
That's what official means. Don't tell no woman to make nothing official unless that's what you're about to make.
Absolutely.
A legal official stand or step.
Yeah,
So you ain't telling us make this official. Is that what he said to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were waiting on the ring after that, weren't you? It had to
Absolutely,
be.
sir. Absolutely. I
Tell
was
me
waiting.
how it went. You give me your version of things.
So I first moved in beginning of 2019 in September to Van Ness, California, and I haven't moved to my children yet. I have 2 kids with another man who lives in Las Vegas. So I moved to California looking for an opportunity. I stayed at a friend's house for a little bit. And then I did get my own place, but only 6-month lease. And during that time is when me and Jeff met at a bar. And he was, when I first walked in the bar, there's many, you know, attractive guys, but something about him that kind of grabbed my attention. He was all into himself, meaning he was enjoying his own company, but I can see that things were, you know, in the back of his head.
Somehow you felt he had that super duper. You said he got that super duper over there. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So yeah, and then I was sitting across the table of his. I was also there for the same reasons. I just wanted to clear my mind and kind of sit with myself. And he approached me, and we exchanged some good words, and things got, very friendly. And for a year, we became great friends to the point we became best friends. So after that year, that's when my lease was kind of like coming to an end now, because I moved into the other apartment. And he said, why don't we make this, as he, earlier said, official?
We did.
And I thought that it was going to escalate to marriage. So I was absolutely astonished. And I said, okay. So after I moved in, things were absolutely great, Your Honor, up until I walked into him having an intense conversation with my kid.
Conversation. Describe that. What do you mean?
So I moved my kids here. They just barely came from Vegas because it was my turn to take the kids. And once they walked in there, he kind of set a perimeter of like house rules and things like that. At first I was okay with it because he's playing a man role, and I appreciated that. But I was also playing the role of a woman in there too. So I clean, I cook, and I do a lot of things in the house. I also work outside.
You do more than him then.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And one time I
two
was...
or three jobs. Cooking is one job. Cleaning is a job. And then you say you work outside
Yes,
also?
sir.
You
Yes,
work
sir.
3 jobs.
I
How many
guess
did
so,
he
too.
work?
Exactly, Your Honor.
How many did he work? You went shopping too.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
she
4
did.
jobs. How many
Your
did you
Honor.
work?
I worked every job.
I said how many? Ooh, he can't.
One,
He
Your
don't even
Honor.
know how to respond.
One, Your
every.
Honor.
I didn't say how every. I said how many.
He worked one, but he comes home and
yeah.
rubs it into my face.
I'm clear now. I'm clear now.
There you
That
go,
was
Your
a very
Honor.
basic question, and he answered it very oddly.
Yes, Your
Go
Honor.
ahead. So,
And-
what was happening with your son?
So when I walked in and I was very tired from work, and I'm a personal assistant, Your Honor, I get to deal with people every day, so I know how to speak to either adults or teenage or little kids. So when I walked in there, the conversation felt like it was man to another man, and instead of a father figure and a son. And I asked what the whole thing was about, and my son was standing there just very scared, and I don't know how he was going to react. And then he said, your kid over here, he walks around the shoe without taking the shoes off the house. And he opened the fridge, Your Honor. He opened the fridge and drank a juice. And he had a big issue about that, Your Honor. Every time he wants to do anything, he does it without having a perimeter. He never speaks to his son in the way that I caught him speaking to mine. He cares for him. He takes care of him. Yes, he takes care of him and everything. But he never speaks to him the way he
Explain what
does.
your son did.
He drank juice out of the refrigerator, and
Your
he's
Honor.
upset because his mouth touched the tip of the juice box, and he put it back in.
Your Honor, her son, he's specifically went in the refrigerator, took the carton of juice, Tropicana, my favorite, the strawberry flavor.
It's not even orange juice.
Took the carton, deliberately looked at me, opened the carton, put his mouth on it as if he don't care. He steps over me. I look at it as like, hey man, I'm
What
the
do you
man.
mean step over you?
Like as if he's stepping over, like, man, this is my house. I run this thing. And in my head, I'm like, man, let me go over there because that was once me at a point.
Did he
let me
verbally
go over
say
there and
that
have
to
a
you?
conversation. Let me go over there and have a conversation with him. I said, hey, Josh, listen, man. In life, let me teach you a life valuable lesson. In life, when you come into a new space and a new area, you want to have respect for yourself and the space that you're living in.
Correct.
Your Honor.
And just all around. I said, you don't go in the refrigerator and just take the carton and put your mouth on it.
But this is his home now.
You don't, and I never said it wasn't his home. This is our home. I never said it wasn't his home. I want him to feel comfortable there. If I didn't want him to feel comfortable there, I would have never had the conversation with him.
Why don't you speak to him the way you speak to your son then?
If you notice, my son, like you said, is well-mannered. He's well-mannered. He's very respectful. He's very
So you're
sheltered.
telling me that I don't know how to raise a child, and I have
I
two,
never
Your
say
Honor.
you don't know how to
I have
your,
two children,
your children
that
are
I
terrible.
raised.
That's what it is. And I got tired of it.
I raised
you
these
never
children
put
on
your
my
foot
own.
down.
Well,
you never
should
put your
blame-
foot down.
Share some of that blame with their father, though. You don't raise them 100%. So the bad part came from him. That's what you need to say.
Exactly.
The
You
bad
are,
part
yes.
came from their dad when they stay with him. But when they come with you, they're right. And so you should just say it. That's from his dad. The dad is no good. Don't say it around the kids that the dad didn't know how to raise them properly. But now that they're here with me, we're gonna work on it. But let's be delicate about it. However, ma'am, one thing I heard that was very concerning that has a specific signal that child was sending if he looked at him. He grabs it, looks him in his face, and drinks it in his face.
Slowly, Your Honor,
I
very
walked
slowly.
in the middle of this conversation. He did not look him into his face or anything.
No,
How
he
would
just
you know if you walked in?
He
You
just
walked
grabbed
in with
me.
ma'am.
I know my son, Jeff.
Ma'am, you said you walked in when they were talking, and he was talking to him sternly. That's when you first saw. What you didn't see is the reason he was talking to your son sternly, and because he says your son insulted him at the highest level by looking at him, grabbing something he knew he wasn't supposed to do, and doing it right in his face.
Isn't there any ways to speak to him than the way that I caught them speaking, Your Honor?
Tell me what you heard.
Your Honor, he literally said, as a man, you're never going to walk into my house like that. You don't drink in my house like that. You don't do things in my house like that. I understand. And this boy, ever since, it's only been a month.
What else? That's it?
No, Your Honor. He just told me, you're a big man, and I want you to act like a big man.
Okay, he said nothing wrong to your son. I don't know where you coming from.
You know
Not one thing I heard you say was abusive at all. It was a man who felt violated by his child figure. I didn't want to call him his child, stepchild, but the essence of it, he's living under his household as a child.
Absolutely.
And who has a partnership with his mother, which in some cases people will refer to, whether it's marriage or not, his stepson. So, him chastising his stepson, or the child living under his roof, because he felt, as I do, that if that child addressed him like that and violated him like that, that was the height of disrespect coming from a child. Yes, he deserved a strong, stern talking to, and I'm glad that's all you did.
Because the tone, I understand with your saying that the vocabulary that came out of his mouth might be correct as a man, but the tone was not right. My son he might have imitated him in the way that he said it, but he was terrified when I walked in there.
Do you ever see my son
He didn't know if he was
drinking off the
going to
card?
physically punish him or anything like that. This boy was terrified.
Your
and
Honor,
that's not what I wanted. I wanted him. I loved him. I moved in. And we were thinking of this at a bigger space than that, because I wanted marriage. I wanted bigger things together.
Well, we can't get to marriage unless you set standards with your kids.
Once, Your Honor. I mentioned once. I said, I don't like the way you spoke to my son.
So, in this case, you're suing, however, about a ride share on the credit card after you all broke up. Tell me about the breakup, and then we'll move quickly to the ride share.
So basically, after that conversation we had, as she verbally attacked me in front of her kid, in front of Joshua, let me be precise, and she was disrespecting me, I then said, you know what? I'm going to leave it for what it is. She said, I don't need you. I don't need any of your help. I don't need this. I don't need to be here or nothing. I said, okay, you make sure that you be stern on your words that you're using to me. I walked away. And then at that point, she said, you know what? We're done. I said, okay, then we're done. At that space, we were in our last month on my lease. We're in our last month on our lease, on my lease. And then everything, once you tell me that you don't need me and you don't need my help, anything, everything cuts off. Once you tell me we're done and you break up with me, and I gave you my heart and my own, you know the situation that we are coming from. You are the first lady I spoke to ever since my son's mother passed away from brain cancer. You know the situation I'm in. I've opened my heart to you. And this is how, and all I asked was just some form of respect. I never said this home isn't his home. I opened my home. I gave your kids their own room. And this is how you do me? You break up with me because I was having a conversation, not even stern, because I don't even talk to my child like that. Your kids consistently bully my child because he wears glasses. Yana, you wear glasses, right? Have you ever been bullied about it?
Let's leave that alone.
And her kids were constantly...
Moving right along. I only started wearing glasses when I was in law school.
Oh, man.
Before that, I was the bully. Go ahead.
And I treated them with the utmost respect and love. I had nothing but love to give.
All right, so what do we have about this card? How does she owe you for that?
So basically, our last month, once she told me, we're done, we're not together, I don't need your help, and she consistently threw it in my face, non-stop. I said, make sure you choose your words wisely. She said, we're done. Cool. So that last month, in August, which I have it right here, she then goes from August 1st to August 31st, she goes and spends $700 on my card, on rideshare. Which, that should have never happened.
Ma'am?
Your Honor, for rideshare histories, you can actually put it up and see where I went and how I used it. When he gave me that we're done. Actually, Your Honor, it never necessarily came out of me. He's the one who said, we're done if this is how you're going to treat me. And I did say those things like, I don't need you, I don't need no man, I cannot be here. But when he said he's done, I didn't think it was coming to an end, Your Honor.
How will Judge
Court with Judge Mathis.
I loved this man. I moved with every bit of vulnerability I had.
Unfortunately, and your guess was wrong.
Right.
And he did mean it, so I must grant him his judgment.
So
you all weren't together when you used this card.
Yes, but he never, Your Honor, actually, when we were using the ride share, he's the one who actually physically put the card.
We're talking about the one for the month that he wasn't involved, ma'am. We're talking about
after the
one
breakup?
Yes.
Yeah, he still had the card in my ride shares, and he never told me not to use it.
I understand that,
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
but you had broken up. The assumption would be that you would stop using
I had to look for
Have a good day. You weren't married, ma'am. That's what happens when people move in together and they mix everything up, and then suddenly it's time to break up, and the person keeps doing something here, doing something there. You can't go to court because you're not married. Can't get an emergency separation order, which says who can do what and who's entitled to what until the divorce comes. So it's just whose property is whose. And in this case, you used his property after you were no longer associated with him. Have a good day. 700 is your judgment. Bye-bye.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $700.
It is what it is. I'll take a cashier check. Appreciate you.
You know what? You don't have me. You're just going to have your money.
That's okay.
Done.
This court with Judge Mathis.
Tiara Moore is suing Brian Koo in the amount of $2,880. Ms. Moore claims she wanted to donate her excess breast milk to needy mothers and says her baby's father sold it to bodybuilders at the gym instead.
State your name, ma'am.
Tiara Moore.
Sir?
Brian Koo.
All right, ma'am, you're suing the defendant for $2,880 for selling your breast milk.
Him and I had a baby together. Our baby's 16 months old. We met back in college. It was a friends with benefits kind of situation, and then we both graduated and went our own way. A few years later, we get together, and I instantly get pregnant. And so a few months into my pregnancy, he cheated on me, and so we separated. Towards the end of my pregnancy, we decided to try to make it be a family, but I ended up being going on maternity leave after we gave birth, and I wasn't working. He had to work, and so I told him I wanted to donate my breast milk because I was overproducing a lot of breast milk. So I told him I wanted to donate the excess breast milk to a milk bank for mothers. But a month after our son was born, him and I got into a huge argument because I felt like he wasn't contributing enough financially to our child.
What type of work was he doing?
He's a stalker at a grocery store.
So he stocked shelves.
Yes, he stocked shelves.
All right, and they make decent money.
Yeah.
But you said he wasn't making enough money to pay child support for the child that he impregnated you with?
Well, we weren't living together, and because he, like I said, he cheated on me.
That's precisely when you pay child support.
He did help me when I was on maternity leave for 8 weeks. He did pay my rent for those 2 months.
He didn't help you? What do you mean help you?
He paid my rent for those 2 months. But I was
What do you mean your rent?
My rent and his rent. Like he paid. Were
you all living together?
No.
Okay, there it is. He was taking care of his child.
In a way.
In a way? How much did he give you in monthly child support?
He didn't pay me child support.
Okay.
What I'm trying to.
That's all I want to know. He didn't pay child support. Now let me go to you, sir.
Yeah, Your Honor, she was on paternity leave for 2 months, and I was contributing to her rent. It wasn't enough money for our child, so I was trying to find other ways to, support my kid because I didn't want to be a deadbeat dad. And so I go to the gym, Your Honor. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I saw this forum in the gym that said...
well, let me ask you, back you up again.
Yes, sir.
Because this is more important than any of this, is the child support issue for me. How much was it per month for the rent?
It was $1,800 for her rent.
$1,800?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me tell you what you would have been responsible for. Your salary, what, $50,000, $60,000?
Yep.
In that area? You'd have been responsible about 3% of your salary. A couple of hundred a month. Instead, you were paying $1,800 a month. You overpaid by 5 times.
Yeah, but I didn't want my kid to be outside on the streets or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Because
if she couldn't support him with that $200, then you go to the custody court and say she can't afford it. I'm paying my child support. She can't pay her half. I should get full custody. That's how that goes. What you suing him for, ma'am?
I found out that for 6 months he was selling my breast milk instead of donating it to the milk bank. And in that 6 months he made $2,880.
Man, he had given you $3,600. Go ahead.
Like I was saying, when I went to the gym, I saw an ad where, you know, guys who worked at the gym were looking for, you know, people who sell breast milk. And it helps them with protein and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, it does. And so,
Muscle people.
Yeah, you see, like
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
I had to admit, I drunk some of her milk too. I mean, look how I look.
Clears up the skin, apparently. Nutrients.
He said, look how you look. Look like you've been taking steroids. I don't know about no breast milk. All y'all pumped up guys telling you, I go to the gym. No, you go to the pharmacist. Y'all be kidding.
So I was selling that for like $10 a bag, and I made $480 a month. And I used that money to help support my kid.
Yep. I believe so, based on what she has even said. Gave her $1,800 for 2 months.
Yeah, but Your Honor, I had to dip into my savings to still buy clothes, diapers,
You were supposed
shoes,
to.
bottles.
$1,800 a month
I have
was
the
enough
baby
to do
full
it. Claim
time.
dismissed. He used the money appropriately
No,
for
he
the
did
child.
not.
Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
You two have any final words for each other?
I hope we get back together, man. Really.
No, we can get back together after I get my check.
Is suing Matt Jefferson in the amount of $415. Ms. Jefferson claims her brother borrowed her car without asking and says he is financially responsible for the 2 tickets he got while using it.
State your name.
Reese Jefferson.
Sir?
Matt Jefferson.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing your brother for $415, alleging he owes you this money for automobile tickets?
Yes.
Start with you.
He took my car without permission and came back with 2 tickets, and he's refusing to pay for it.
You want to speak?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm not paying those tickets because I'm not liable for them. She had the damage done to her passenger headlight before me getting into the car, and it's her
What were the
registration.
tickets for?
For the headlight, and as well as a expired registration on her car.
And you asked her if she could, if you could use it, and she said go ahead with the bad plates and the bad light.
No, I didn't ask this specific time because she was in the shower at the time.
Okay.
We use each other's car. I didn't think it would be a problem.
She didn't have it registered. She may have told you no that time. Ma'am, you give me some more information on this. You gave me 1 sentence, and I can't give you a judgment based on 1 sentence.
Yes, we do use each other's car here and there, and it's always been with permission. And so this specific time, the permission would have been denied.
Okay, why?
Because, like the tickets say, I did have an expired tag, and I did have a headlight busted out. So the car was not to be driven or moved at all, and it was not touched.
Okay, so you said you came out of the shower, and what happened?
When I came out of the shower, he came back, and that's when he told me that he took my car and that he came out of the store and there were 2 tickets.
You didn't ask permission?
No, not this specific time because she was in the shower. Her door was locked. My phone was about to die. I had a very important business call I needed to attend to, so
A call?
Yes.
What did it have to do with the car?
Because my phone was about to die, so I needed a phone charger to charge my phone.
Okay, so you can go and
So
sit in the car.
No, I was going to go purchase a new charger down the street, about 6 minutes away, not too far. And when I come outside to the car, after I got the charger for my cell phone, it was 2 tickets
Why
there.
couldn't you, what time, how long would it be for your call, your emergency call?
Probably like 15, 20 minutes.
All right, so how long did it take you to get the charger?
About 5.
All right, so the house was 5 minutes away?
Yeah.
Oh, you could have walked there.
Well, yeah, I could have walked, but it was, late at night. Didn't want to really
Are you
walk.
scared at night where you live?
Not too far from here.
I don't know what that means.
Los Angeles, I'm sorry.
What part of Los Angeles? Some parts of Los
South
Angeles
Central.
are more crime-ridden than others.
Well, South Central to be exact, like towards Crenshaw and Slauson.
Crenshaw and Slauson? All right, most of the time there's no crime there. There is sometime, maybe a little higher proportion than others because there's a little more poverty.
Yes.
And crime comes from poverty. And What did happen for you to get the tickets?
Nothing happened for me to get the tickets.
Okay, you weren't pulled over, sir?
No.
How did the tickets come about? You were in the store?
Yes, I was in the store. I came outside. There was 2 tickets on her windshield.
The fact is, sir, had you asked, she would have told you no, or she would have said, take your chance. My plates are expired. My light, you'll get a ticket if you stop for that. And so had you asked, but you took it without permission. So when a person takes something without permission, they are responsible for everything that comes thereafter. Had she given you permission, then you could have said, well, you gave me permission to drive it. And so since you gave me permission, you assumed the risk of what was going to happen. But she didn't give you the permission. So you took it without permission, and so you have to deal with the consequences of that. Anytime you take something without permission, you assume the risk for every single thing that might go wrong. All right? Good luck to you both.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $415.
Any worries for each other?
No, she'll get her money when she gets it.
Zelle, Cash App, cash, check.
However I can get it to you.
This Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Adam Fields is suing James Moore in the amount of $300. Mr. Fields claims he was hired to appear in the defendant's movie and says he was sent home without pay after a disagreement over his costume.
State your name.
Adam Fields.
Sir?
James Moore.
All right, and sir, you're suing the defendant for $300, alleging he failed to pay you for a performance you did in the short film?
That is correct.
All right, start with you.
I've known James for maybe like 6 months now, and he called me. He said, hey, one of my actors dropped out, and I know you act, so would you like to fill in for me? I'll make it worth your while. I'll pay you $300. If you come in, you can use this for your reel. I'm running super short on time. I have to go out. I buy a blazer. I show up for the day of the shoot. After they finally got everything kind of settled on set, we did a dress rehearsal. And it's kind of where they see what I brought that they realize this is not what we want for the character. So they give me some options. The first one, the sleeves were way too short. It was taking away from the dramatic value. If I walk in there looking, well, like a clown.
What did you say when they were bringing you things that were too small?
Well, I expressed my concerns to the PA, and like I said, everyone on set was pretty stressed out.
James was the director, or?
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
I'm the director. He was being a diva the whole time.
I was not being a diva. I was actually very respectful.
Let me hear from you, sir.
So I have actually evidence here where you can see in the text messages that I sent him that I asked him to bring several options.
You see that, please? That's your first thing out your mouth, sir, is that you didn't know what to bring other than a blazer.
He brought a blazer. I do not understand why. I even explained in the text message, bring what you can, we'll work with you. We'll take care of you if we have some backup options. He needs to understand, I don't know what type of actor he is. He doesn't decide what he gets to wear on my film. We decide what look we need you to be in. I honestly don't think he's a real actor.
I did share my reel with him. He saw it, so if he didn't think I was a real actor, I don't understand why he asked me to be part of his production. I'm sure I'm not the only actor that he knows.
They reached out to you. Are you saying they reached out to you, correct?
He had come up to me when we had originally met and told me that he was an actor. So you stand up. If this is something you want to do in your future and you want to make a career out of it, you take one for the team. And he wasn't willing to work with us.
I tried on everything they gave me. Everything. Everything they gave me.
And nothing was satisfactory to you.
It was just
He's a diva. You go through the whole wardrobe on set and nothing is sufficient.
Well, they gave me 2 options. That's all they gave me. The first hour was him trying to get the set up on its
he
feet.
doesn't know who he was dealing with.
I did ask him to come in early.
He doesn't know a star when he sees one.
I wouldn't consider myself the star of his production.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you making all these demands, Dan? I thought you were. All these demands you making.
To be honest, at this point, I just want to get paid for my time. And overall, just to make up for the entire process.
Did you complete your services?
I was definitely, I was there for 5 hours.
How did it end?
He told me to walk off set because I was being a diva.
I did not tell
he said,
him
if
to
you're not
walk off
happy
set.
with the way I run my set, go home.
How will Judge Mathis?
Judge Mathis. I don't believe he would have you put on clothes that's going to hurt his film. He's more interested in making things perfect than you are. He has a film he has to sell and get his money back and profit. So no, I'm not going to grant you this judgment because you were unsatisfied with the wardrobe that the director requested you to wear. They have an idea of what they want. They have their own vision. Some of them even have men wear dresses in their movies, and they've become very famous actors. Robin Williams, he became most famous where he played a woman, and that's what brought him to my attention, and he became a superstar. So I'm saying that to say, you have to do what the director and the wardrobe department tells you to do. Otherwise, do what you did. Walk off, but don't expect to get paid, because you're not today. Your claim is dismissed.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I wish you the best of luck in your career.
The replacement that I bought in was so much better, and I'm very happy with the results, so thank God he wasn't in my film.
Where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Laura Carter is suing Jake Reynolds in the amount of $1,416. Miss Carter claims her ex-boyfriend had a last-minute change of heart about moving in with her and says he refuses to honor their agreement.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May all be seated. And Judge, both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, sir. All right, state your names.
Laura Carter.
Sir?
Morning, Your Honor. My name's Jake Reynolds.
All right. And Laura, you're suing Jake for $1,416, alleging he bailed out on you for a rental that you all came together on. All right, start with you.
I am suing Jake because we had agreed on getting a short-term rental property.
Where you know him from and how long have you known him?
He is my ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, he's my ex-boyfriend for 3 years.
Okay. And how long into the 3 years did you all decide to move together?
So after the end of the 3 years, we decided to move. We're going to try to move in together.
How did the 3 years go?
I mean, it wasn't when it was good, when it was good. When it was bad, it was bad.
Toxic.
He always uses these big words, whatever. But we were on and off for the 3 years. We've broken up, I want to say, probably like 5 times.
It was a lot.
For how long each time on average?
They were like a give or take, like a couple months each time. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you might have said a couple of days. Everybody break up every week for a couple of days.
The serious breakups were like at least like 5 times. I mean, we were constantly like,
we had to take
bickering.
a few breaks.
That's almost twice a year.
At least.
All right. And what were the reasons typically?
sometimes we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. I think he has a wandering eye, and he likes to look at a lot of girls. And when I first met him, he came off so sweet and he's so caring, and I really enjoyed his personality.
You didn't do what you tell him what to do, and if he didn't do it, you do it for him. You need to read the Bible. If you read the Bible, you'd know what to do.
She started.
The Bible says, "If thy eye offends thee, then pluck it out." And that applies to men when they got a wandering eye. And if his eye offends him because it offends you, then somebody got to pluck it out. See, your problem would have been over.
You know, I like to work things out. I mean, we're very passionate people, which was a great thing and also a terrible thing. We could really heated arguments, and after the last time we decided we wanted to try to move in together, like if we were going to break up this last time, it was going to be for final, and we decided that we weren't going to, and we were going to go and start living together.
I was slightly hesitant about moving directly into a year-long lease, so I suggested something shorter.
I was going to commit. I was like, I'm going to sign it. You're going to sign it. Our names are both going to be on this lease. There's no getting out of it. You're going to be stuck.
That's her pushing all the time, and I was just trying to find like a middle ground.
You know what, young man? I hope I don't offend you, but you come across like a man that is scared to get married. You came across like I was when I was at the altar. All my friends to this day, and I think my wife, if you ask her, I looked petrified. I was afraid of the future because I had no idea of what I was getting myself into. All I knew is I'm committing to 100% accountability to someone else. That's what happened. Well, he got petrified by the idea that he wasn't going to...
He needed to buck up a little bit.
I've tried working with her, and it's really difficult. There have been times where she's gone through my stuff, gone through my phones, my text messages.
No wonder she's so scared over there. You suggested, however, that it's short term.
Yes, correct. Sir.
She wanted a longer term.
Yeah, I wanted us both to commit to be on a lease and commit to that, that full year, and we can actually figure it out. There's no moving out. There's no running back to your roommate or running back to your freaking Emma. There's no running back to her either.
Okay. Who is that?
She keeps bringing up my roommate. I have 2 roommates, by the way, and for
you
some
staying
reason,
with 2 women? She said it's a woman. If I got 2 women with me, staying with me, with
One of them's my best friend from growing up, and the other one happens to be a woman.
That they met online. It's so weird. And
yes.
Your guys' chemistry is way too close.
We managed to do an interview.
On a dating site?
No, not on a dating
What type of site did you meet on?
Craig's. It's like old school Craigslist, just looking for a roommate, sublet a room in our apartment.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
How long you been going with this girl that you live with?
That I live with?
Yeah, how long you been going with her?
We've been going for about 6 months now, ever since.
At least you're admitting.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Laura Carter, who was suing Jake Reynolds for breach of contract.
How long you been going with this girl that you live with?
That I live with?
Yeah, how long you been going with her?
We've been going for about 6 months now, ever since.
At least you're admitting. He said he go with her. I asked him how long he been going with her, didn't he? And he said 6 months, didn't he? At least you admit he's an honest guy. You should stay with him because he's honest. He's admitting to the woman he stays with, he's been with her for 6 months. But now you're ready to go back home, aren't you?
After we were over.
You're ready to go back home, aren't you?
No, I'm through with this.
You still got the woman?
Yes, I'm still with her.
Yeah, they're dating now.
Yeah, he told me. I asked how long y'all been together.
No, they were friends at first. They were just roommates. They were completely platonic. But now it's like, we end. So yeah.
And I would constantly tell her we're platonic, and she'd still go through all my stuff. And accuse me of things.
No, ma'am, I have to listen because this puts everything in context. Whether he had the legal right to break the contract that you're about to tell me about. So that's why I need to know what was going on.
Exactly.
Because there are circumstances in realty that if you're a tenancy, if you're unable to live together because it might be dangerous to either of the parties, or you can't get along and no one should have to live in misery, then you are able to break a contract. And based on the fact it's called constructive eviction, meaning, okay, instead of having them live together, go on and break your contract, put each other in the same position you were in. You get your money back, you get your money back. So that's what I'm trying to see, if that was the case.
From the moment she found out she was a girl, it was instant static. Just accusations left and right. We're doing this and that together.
Well, you were, because she's your girlfriend now, right?
Well, no, not at the time.
I
no.
just keep stuttering every time I ask you something.
Just clearing up timelines, Your Honor.
She's your girlfriend now.
Now, correct, yes.
Just so happened, after y'all move in together, you turn your woman down who you had been with for 3 years and made a commitment to suddenly. Oh, no, baby. I got a roommate. She's just a roommate. But I ain't really trying to do that no more. After it had calmed down a little bit, we can be public now, and I'm going to go to court and I'm going to tell them that we're dating. I'm going to tell them something that make them think that we were never dating before. But Judge Mathis, he ain't going to believe that. I'm going to try my best. But Judge,
I can assure you 100% it was strictly platonic.
Oh, when you say that 100%, you're always lying. And then, everybody tell y'all 100% they lying. That boy tells me 100%. Every time he tells me 100%, I know he lying.
Being way too abusive.
He taught me that.
I did my best to get out of there. I mean, I know.
Give me some examples of the abuse. You say it was way too abusive.
Yes.
You're saying going in your phone. You told me about that.
Going in my phone, asking where I'm at, who I'm with, asking me to change the clothes I'm wearing because she thinks it's too sexy or too revealing. Asking me not to hang out with people, even though I do business. I have to talk to people for a living.
All of that comes with permanent commitment. Every single thing you said. And as much as we want to resist it, we have to accept it. I resist that too. I resisted from the beginning. And had I had a woman who had all of those things that you mentioned, we wouldn't be together. I wouldn't have married her. Thank God I had a great woman and didn't do all that. Did a couple of those things. Want to know where I'm at, when I'm coming, when you're leaving. Yeah, she wanted to know that. And I didn't even like that. Because I hadn't had parents since 17, never had a dad. So I didn't like people telling me when I got to come and go, when I have to be accountable, telling you this, telling you everything I'm doing. I didn't like it. Still don't. But I have to. When I don't, I get the call. Where you at? When you coming home? Yeah. I was in Detroit for 6 days straight the other day. I was doing a lot of business too. Where you at? You still in Detroit? Still at the house? When you coming home? All right. Tell me what happened with the money here.
We were going to try for this rental property or this short-term rental. We were, I guess like
we were in
Jacob
the beginning stages, and then about 2 months out, I started to notice some of those behaviors pop up again, the clinginess, the manipulation, just really creepy behavior in general. And I didn't want to stay around it anymore.
But what was the agreement when you all put your money up?
That we were going to get a rental property for a month.
Yeah, there was no formal discussion about
what did happen?
Who would pay.
So a couple months prior to actually renting the property, a couple days going into the property or moving into the property, he decided that he just didn't want to be with me anymore. And he wanted to never talk again, and he didn't want to move in with me.
Coming up.
What did you do?
What did I do?
Yes, ma'am.
I still moved in. I mean, it was a couple days prior. I couldn't cancel. I couldn't I couldn't get a refund. I couldn't get anything. So I was forced to move in by myself.
Into a beach house, by the way.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Laura Carter, who is suing Jake Reynolds for breach of contract.
What'd you do?
What did I do? I didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
I still moved in. I mean, it was a couple days prior. I couldn't cancel. I couldn't get a refund. I couldn't get anything. So I was forced to move in by myself.
Into a beach house, by the way.
And yeah, it was a beautiful little condo by the beach. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be. It was.
You were gonna be there too.
Yeah.
You can't help it because you bailed out. She laid out on that beach. I'm so she was getting shows every day, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not, you left and you run off, and baby, she was getting shows on that beach, whether you know it or not. Wasn't they coming for you, baby?
What good is a beach house if I gotta be with her?
Ma'am, worked out because you got me in that mindset of her laying on that beach. I'd be walking by saying if I wasn't married, hey baby, hey baby. That's why I called her that. But you laying out on the beach by herself. What you think was happening?
Go for
Weren't
it.
the men
Whoever
hitting on
walks
you?
up to her, go for it.
Towards the end, no, he started being a little bit distant.
No, I'm saying the other men when you were on the beach, weren't they hitting on you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him back for you. The man didn't talk crazy to you, broke your heart. I'm trying to get you to let him know that you get chose time you step out the door, so you don't need him and his little raggedy roommate that he going with. You don't know how to talk.
Apparently she needs my money though.
The two raggedy, okay.
Two raggedy roommates. We talking about the woman that he called you about and the one he's going with. I'm just kidding, though. She's a nice lady, and I don't know her at all. All right, get that out the way. I shouldn't have said that outside of comedy, so I want you to know.
Her name is
That's what.
Emma.
Now, I don't need to hear her name.
Coming up.
But I was hoping that when I was in the property, he was going to at least come stop by. We're going to try to work things out.
I never set a foot in there, by the way.
I know, but I was hoping for that. You know, I'm committed to a relationship. I'm still here.
You're watching Mathis Court with
Mathis Court is back with the case of Laura Carter, who is suing Jake Reynolds for breach of contract.
I mean, she's kind of the reason why things didn't work out.
Yeah,
so.
but we don't want to publish her name to the public. That wouldn't be appropriate.
Okay.
All right, and so you believe that he should pay half, obviously, or you're suing for all of it?
Yes, I'm suing for all of it. I was hoping that when I was in the property, he was going to at least come stop by. We're going to try to work things out.
I never set a foot in there, by the way.
I know, but I was hoping for that. You know, I'm committed to a relationship. I'm still here. I'm still in the property.
And you couldn't get out of the lease.
And I couldn't get out. So I'm hoping that he's going to, grow a pair and be like, you know what, she's here.
You could have
I'm
rented
gonna
it
go.
out to somebody else.
Excuse me, can I talk? Thank you.
Whatever.
I thought he was going to come and join me and we were going to figure it out, but he didn't come at all. And I was just like, okay, dude,
I wouldn't want to play
Yeah,
games
why did you
anymore.
wait to the last minute like that? I'm curious.
It honestly was just building up to a pressure point, and
I think it had a lot to do with the roommate. I think it had a lot to do with the roommate.
I can assure you it had nothing to do with that, and everything with having to deal with this personality over here and wanting to get away from her.
Great. So.
You had 3 years to do that. It was when you met that woman that you couldn't come back this time. Well, y'all hadn't even fallen out, had you? At the point in which he came and told you, I no longer want to move in or be with you. You all hadn't fallen out, had you?
No, we were kind of just it was a little bit distant, but it wasn't like we were going to break up.
So why don't you think you should have to pay? At least half.
Well, because she forced me into this position where I
didn't force you. You suggested it.
Yes.
You suggested it, and you confirmed with me. So I didn't.
Amir stand between them so she don't jump on him today.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis. Since he claims she forces stuff on him and she orders him
she keeps
around
claiming
and
that
force
I
him.
sent this text.
Don't hit him in here today, ma'am. Well, I don't believe in violence. That's why Officer Amir is right there. So.
I'm honestly just trying to escape this relationship.
Well,
and
you can
her
escape it. It'll be very easy to escape it
so
today.
that I can get on with my life.
There you go.
She's jealous
and I
just
want you
trying
to do
control me
that.
again
That's why
by
I'm
doing
ordering
this
you
whole
to pay
procedure.
half, $708. You agreed to in a contract. You didn't have to sign. It could be verbal. You agreed to move in with her and take a test run. She performed her end of the bargain by going there and staying. Had she not gone, I don't know what the decision might have been. She stayed there That's why you have to pay $708 yourself.
I understand.
He didn't stay there, therefore you breached the contract and you must pay what she expected for you to pay, and that is half or all. But I'll make you pay half today, $708. Have a good day. That's my decision.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $708.
We did not have to do all this. We could have just done it way before.
This whole procedure is a waste of both of our time.
It is. I completely agree, but I mean...
All just because you're jealous.
George Rogers is suing Bonnie Vance in the amount of $722. Mr. Rogers claims Miss Vance took their dog after they broke up and says since he paid for the pup, he wants the animal back.
State your name, sir.
George Rogers.
Ma'am?
Bonnie Vance.
All right, and sir, you're suing your former girlfriend for $722 because she moved out and took the dog?
That's correct.
All right, go ahead. Tell me about your relationship.
Absolutely.
Put things in context for me.
For sure. I met Bonnie about 4 years ago at a friend's birthday party. And I hate to use this, but for me, it was love at first sight. And about a year later, we did start a romantic relationship. And about a year into that, we decided the next step was to move in with each other. And things were going great. And I really, really saw a future with Bonnie.
It took you a year to come up. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
You say it was love at first sight, yet you didn't come up for a year.
Exactly. He pursued me for a while, and he's not typically my type, but I like the attention, and I like the...
He wore you down. So what are you suing her for? What happened here?
Well, basically about...
you all moved in.
Right, we moved in, and 2.5 years in, we wanted to take the steps to the next level here. You know, I really saw a future with Bonnie, and back then I believed that she did too. And so we thought that next step would be to get a dog together.
I thought.
It was originally Bonnie's idea about the dog, and I was skeptical.
100% my idea.
I'm more of a cat person.
Did you all intend to get married at some point?
I definitely
saw. No. I was very clear from the beginning that I did not see it in my future to ever get married.
Who spent the money on the dog?
So, unfortunately, at the time, I could not afford the dog.
Whose idea? You said it was your idea, however.
It was 100% my idea from the beginning. I was very clear with George since our very first date that I always wanted a dog. Since I was a little girl, I could never have one, and it was very important to me as a child to have a dog. And despite what he might say today, he never wanted a dog. Even his little claims of, oh, I wanted a cat is a reach, in my opinion.
Sir,
he didn't want
did she
any
tell
animals.
you these things that she's saying now? That
Yes.
she told you she's always wanted one, et cetera, et cetera? Go ahead. Continue.
So I wanted a dog. I couldn't afford one at the time. My birthday was coming up. He gave me money for the dog for my birthday as a gift. So I bought the dog. I spent my own time, lots of time actually.
I bought the dog.
You did. You gave me money as a gift for my birthday. I found the shelter. If you'd like to see, I have.
I want to see the dog.
bill of
That's
sale.
for sure.
I
You
have
that.
I have an image of Lulu.
Let me see.
What kind of dog is Lulu?
Oh,
you said he don't know nothing about it.
What kind of dog is Lulu? What kind of breed?
Smallish dog.
Smallish.
There you go. There you go. Are we done?
Lulu is my baby.
What kind of breed of dog?
Welsh Terrier. Welsh Terrier.
Oh.
Fine.
Very cute dog.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't keep this dog up like that. You don't have that ability or style. I'm sorry.
Judge, when it comes to my baby Lulu, I did.
Baby.
This court with Judge Mathis. It was a gift, sir. And gifts are not retractable.
If you see, though,
Hold on, let me tell you about gifts. You need to know the law so that you don't get your feelings hurt again and your heart broke. Once you complete a gift, you cannot retract it. I'm considering this a gift. Around her birthday, she bonded with the dog. And lastly, just a little education on the law as well. If a promise of a gift is not enforceable, folks, if you promise someone a gift and don't give it to them, they can't sue you. Only when the gift is completed.
Well, I understand the gift, but I do have a text message of her admitting that the dog was ours, and she was excited to have the dog together.
Yeah, but a gift became her property, sir. Yes, y'all had it there together, but the property was hers. All right, sir, your claim is dismissed. It was her property, and by law, once she receives that property, she owns it. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
With Judge Mathis.
Ashley Herrera is suing Tiffany Silva in the amount of $847.16. Miss Herrera claims she enrolled her daughter at her cousin's dance studio and says Miss Silva criticized and told her teen lies. Miss Silva is countersuing for $720.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Ashley Herrera.
Ma'am.
Tiffany Silva.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing the defendant for $847.16.
That's correct.
Because you allege she is responsible for your daughter dropping out of a dance class. Yes. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you are countersuing?
Yes.
For $720.
Yes.
Alleging that the plaintiff's daughter caused trouble.
She made the choice to drop her daughter out of the dance competition.
why do you feel you're entitled to $720?
Because I feel I helped her and I gave her a discount, which I didn't have to, and I'm countersuing for the amount that she owes me for those 6 months that I discounted her the price of the classes.
Okay. Give me some background. Start with you.
Okay, well, we're in Orlando, Florida, and she's my cousin. And my daughter was going through a time where she was not having friends and low self-esteem and just going through things. And it was her idea that she goes to her dance class, and I agree because I remember in school she was really good at it. I took her to therapy and stuff, but...
That's what I was going to ask, whether she was a therapist.
Yeah, she was seeing a therapist.
She's a therapist?
No, I'm not. I'm a dance instructor. I'm sorry.
I thought you might have been doing both. A lot of people have two jobs.
I mean...
Because that's what I was going to suggest. That's what your daughter needed, really. If she had low self-esteem, one of the things she needed is someone to figure out perhaps why that is. And so tell me about the dance class.
So it's contemporary dance. I don't know much, but my daughter does. All I know is that it was working.
Okay.
But 6 months ago, I was having trouble with work. I'm a hairstylist, and so I told her I have to take her out because I couldn't afford it, and she said, "Don't worry about it." You know.
No, I never said that. I'm sorry, Jackson, but I never said that.
If you want, I could read it clear from the text message that you sent.
No, yeah, you go ahead and you.
Is that okay, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here she wrote, because I was explaining that I don't really have money, and then you said, "Oh, I have a solution." I said, "Well, $240 a month," and then, I said it's out of my budget, and you said, "Just pay me half." And I go, "Are you sure?"
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
I offer you a discount
But
at
you
that
just
time.
said that you didn't say that.
Yes, no.
She didn't say that. She didn't say that. She's saying what she said. $120 a month is what you all agreed to.
Yes.
But we were talking about you pulling your daughter out because you couldn't afford it at all.
So there was a competition coming up, and it was expensive. I had to buy her costumes, and then I had to pay for plane tickets. And at that point, I'm just maxing out my credit cards. You know, it was a complete sacrifice, but she's doing so well in the class and all these things. But then my daughter comes home, and she's crying and hysterical, and it was odd for me because usually she has fun when she comes back. And she was saying that she was off mark and that she kept messing up and that perhaps it's because she's chasing the boys like her mama.
She told you that?
She told Bianca that. And I thought that was completely out of order. You know, like, I'm in shock.
She said that to your daughter?
Yes.
And your daughter came home and told you?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. And how did you respond to that?
I was vexed. I went over to her office. I got crazy, you know, but how can she do that? This is my cousin.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
You embarrassed her in front of everybody in the class.
I didn't.
You give me some background, ma'am, on the agreement and how it went during the dance sessions and whether you said anything negative about her mother.
I didn't. I pulled her out alone and I had a real conversation with her. She was messing up my whole choreography. She fell during the pirouettes. She was going too slow on the kick and ball change all the time.
But she was new.
No, she wasn't. She had been going for a year at that point, and there was a dance competition.
That's new for some people.
No, yeah, okay, that's new for some people, yes. But I wasn't, what I'm trying to say is I wasn't being too hard. She was distracted. It was obviously that she was distracted. And I just was doing the best for her as family.
What did you say to her when you pulled her out?
That I would hate for you to not perform as well because of all this noise and these boys and all this silliness. Like she was in
the boys that the young lady was involved with, not that her mother was involved.
I mean, her mother. I mean, come on, her mother. We all know, and I'm not lying right now.
We all know.
We all know her mother also went through the same thing.
This is exactly.
But
you should see during holidays. This is just complete madness.
Sue you for defamation, ma'am.
It's not defamation because it's true. We both
that's the number
know
one defense to defamation is truth.
But I heard that, and it's true. We can all agree about that. But anyway...
See, she's not agreeing. You talking about we can all agree that she's a loose woman or whatever.
Well, she's denying that because it's convenient for her. She's denying that because she did something that wasn't right, which is coming to my office and being like waving her hands all over my face. She was disrespecting me. So I had to put a stop to it.
She busted in your office after her daughter told you what she said. I'm sure she did. And what did she say when she came into your office? What was she saying to you?
Well, she was saying a lot of craziness.
What you told her daughter?
No, she was saying a lot of craziness. Things,
like what?
Things
About
out of
what?
order. Like that I speak gossip, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that speaking your truth makes you a criminal, Your Honor.
You said you heard from someone else.
From my mom. My mom.
Your mom likes to gossip. Your mama gossip. What makes you think your mama don't gossip? Your mama gossip just like anybody else. She might gossip more. Does she work full time?
No,
does your mother work full? You brought her into this. Does your mother work full time?
She does. Your
What did she gossip to at work then?
This is not gossip.
She gonna get fired.
She witnessed it. She grew up with her mom, which is the sister, and she saw it. And because of it...
She saw what? What exactly did she see?
Fooling around and dropping out. I'm sorry, I was just doing the best for the daughter, and I didn't intend to harm her. I was doing this to protect her, because it also affects my business.
You needed some protection, I'm sure, after you just said that to that woman and she busted in your office. What did she say then?
I have been so kind to them. I gave them a discount.
Oh, really? Pulling a young lady aside and telling her that her mother has wild ways.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
It's not being good to them.
I didn't say that.
Your Honor?
The essence, you even admitting it.
I didn't say that.
You admitting everybody knows what she does. We can all agree.
But that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point of that conversation.
It was the point when she busted in your office, I promise you.
No, that wasn't the point.
Oh, yes, it was.
Okay.
Why do you think she busted your office disrespecting you? You're talking about her, this young girl's mama to her. And she's young. She got to talk to her daughter about some gossip that you done got from your mama. But I'm not going to let you besmirch this woman in front of her daughter. So what is the lawsuit for, ma'am?
The lawsuit is to have for her to pay for my airplane tickets and to pay for the costumes because there were a lot of money.
Airplane tickets? What does that have to do with the dancing?
Well, they were in a competition, and the competition was that same month, and so it was required that we buy the costumes, which is very expensive, and then also the plane tickets.
Okay.
So all of it came to $847.16.
And even though you pulled your daughter out of the program, the dance class, because it was a hostile environment and she could no longer participate because of an environment she created.
Yes.
And you want compensation because had she not created a negative environment, your daughter would have participated and your money would have been used properly.
Yes.
And you wouldn't have lost all your money.
I wouldn't have lost all my money.
Ma'am, what do you say to that? She's making a lot of sense. Who would want to bring their child back somewhere where you're talking about her mama to her?
I wasn't talking about her mama.
You admitted that. Why do you say it? As we all know. Isn't that what you say? Isn't that how you said it? And we all know.
Not in front of the other girls, and I did not create a hostile environment. Everybody, I can bring witnesses. I have 50 clients, and they all enjoy very much. And even Bianca, she knows how much her life changed because of these dance classes.
Ma'am, when what amounts to kicking down your door after you talked about her daughter, and came in there and verbally said it offended you in every manner she could, it was hostile, I promise you. I don't know if you know it or not.
She was hostile to me.
Yes, she was. So there was a hostile environment that you created by approaching her minor child, telling her minor child about her mother's grown-up activities in a detrimental way. That's what you did, and she shouldn't have went back. What's your counterclaim for? What you want money for?
Well, I give her a discount, and she's treating me disrespectfully again. And I didn't go to Bianca, okay, to talk about her mother. That was not the point of why I went to her.
It was my point, and the other point is your claim is dismissed and yours is granted. Have a good day. Now you talk about his mom and see how that worked out.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $847.16.
The other court with Judge Mathis.
Peter Jeffrey is suing Sean Grover in the amount of $1,500. Ms. Jeffrey claims she invested in her boyfriend's education to become a phone sex operator and says he used his new skills to pick up other women.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may all be seated. Judge, both parties have been sworn in.
State your name.
Peter Jeffrey.
Sir?
My name is Sean Grover, Your Honor.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing the defendant for $1,500 for money you invested in his career?
Correct.
All right, start with you.
Yes, Your Honor, I am suing my ex-boyfriend Sean for $1,500.
How long did you all meet? Or how long have you all been together?
It's been almost 3 years now.
Okay, how's it been in those 3 years?
It was great at the beginning. I fell in love with his voice, with his spontaneity, his adventurous side, and it just, I didn't realize I was being lied to.
What's the adventurous side?
He had just had a childlike sense of adventure, just like I do. Our dates would basically just be going to the beach.
Sounds like you pay for your adventure.
Yes, yeah.
It sounds like he's requiring you to pay for his, or loan you to pay for his adventures.
Correct.
But when did things turn bad? You say 3 years ago you all began talking and dating, and when did things go bad? How recently did you all fall out?
Yeah, he entered my jewelry store looking for a Mother's Day gift last minute, and he ended up staying at my store for over an hour just asking me questions about myself, and then he asked me to dinner. When we went to dinner, his card ended up getting declined, so I paid for our first date. I fell in love with him at first sight, basically, and we were exclusive. He was like my first love.
In the last year or so, things all right?
The last year, he couldn't keep a job. I tried really hard to help him.
That's that adventure.
Yeah, but
that's the downside of that fun and adventure.
Unfortunately, I couldn't have the best of both worlds. I learned that from this relationship. But yeah, I just saw that he wasn't really motivated in keeping a job, so I tried to help him out with that.
Okay, and we'll get to the specifics of the monies you invested in his career. Let me get some background from you, sir.
Hello, Your Honor. So I met Peter about a couple years ago, 2021, a few days before Mother's Day. I was shopping for a gift for my stepmom, and I saw her, and look at her. She's one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. So I wanted to chat her up. I shot my shot, and she picked up on it. and things were going great, and I was having a good time. Yes, I struggled with finances, but I never forced her to pay
Tell
for
me
anything.
the type of adventures you engage in. She says you don't work much, but you got a lot of adventure in you.
Yeah, we went to a lot of places. We traveled lightly together in the area, Salt Lake City. We went on
Anything inhibit your ability to work, though? I guess that's what I'm getting to. Any weekday adventures that you love to do, and it had to be done during work hours?
No, Your Honor, I did try to get work. I tried several times. Initially, I approached my uncle who works at a car dealership, and he offered me a job, but I made a mistake within my first week, and he berated me in front of some customers. And
What was the mistake?
I wrongfully put the wrong size engine into a car, and it was embarrassing. I was already embarrassed enough, and he starts belittling me in front of people, and I felt
What do you
terrible.
think he should have did? Just rub you on the back? Oh, don't worry.
I made a mistake.
The
I
wrong
know
engine doesn't matter. It's just going to cost us a couple extra grand. But don't you worry. Sir, bosses yell at their employees, even though the workplace has changed in recent years. People haven't changed instantly. Yeah, it's going to take a minute before bosses totally stop kind of half yelling at their employees, particularly if they cost them money.
I messed up.
Okay, tell me about your other attempts to get work.
I messed up, and I was willing to continue, but he fired me. He let
Other
me
attempts
go.
to get work. What other
Afterwards, I tried to pursue a job as a telemarketer, but I didn't feel like I was very good
How
at
long
sales.
did you do that?
A couple months.
And nobody bought one thing from you.
There was a few sales.
Nobody, man, you don't want to work, but I'm hearing you did your best, and still it was tough.
I did, Your Honor.
And she forced you into some job. He says but you're suing him. So what's going on?
Well,
He says you made him take a job that he didn't like, and is that what caused you all to break up or something?
Your Honor, I was working as a janitor after the telemarketing job.
I just didn't see him wanting to do anything more or build from that or grow. I wanted to find him a side hustle where he could make more money in a less amount of time.
Like what? What type of salary did you want him to have? What was your base price that you would have been satisfied with him as a worker? What would it, 15, 20 an hour, 25, 30, 40? Salary of 60, 80,000 a year, 40,000? What would have satisfied you knowing his level of skill and training? Because you can't expect to be a nuclear physics if you haven't been to college and you're not good at math and science. So, what did you expect?
I just expected him to try a little harder to make more money, and I wanted
Make more money doing what?
Possibly not coming home smelling so bad too. Like I just wanted him to be able to go on more adventures again, like we did in the beginning. And he was just always like he just spent so many hours working as a custodian, and I just wanted more time with him because I was working a lot as well. So I thought he could make more money as a phone sex operator.
Phone sex operator.
He has.
That's the telemarketing you're talking about, sir?
No,
You
Your
couldn't
Honor.
get but 2 women to listen to you in 2 months.
No, Your Honor.
Well,
I
you
did the
definitely wouldn't. You couldn't?
I did the telemarketing thing prior to PETA pitching
Well, this
this
is
idea.
a different type of telemarketing.
This is a very different type
This
of
is sex
telemarketing.
talk.
This is sex talk.
A sex phone. Now, you encouraged him to do that?
I did. I just had a light bulb moment one day because he does have a very sexy voice. It was one of the things that I fell in love with. He's very good at...
You think it's a sexy voice?
I do, yes.
Did his practice at work contribute to a better relationship with y'all? I mean, if he
Unfortunately
practicing
not.
all day talking dirty, when he get home, he can really do it. He can really lay it out for you.
I thought that would help as well. He would have a little more practice. But the main thing, I just wanted him...
He talked better dirty to them than to you? That was your
Apparently.
problem. You didn't talk as dirty to her as you do to the mother ones. She didn't heard you on the phone. She didn't heard how they talked to you, how you talked to them.
No, Your Honor, I felt I did a pretty good job smooth talking my girlfriend, and I enjoyed it.
So what's your lawsuit for? You encouraged him to get a job, and what was the result? And what didn't you like, and what is the lawsuit for?
Well, I paid $1,500 for a course for him to do better, since at his first audition he ended up laughing throughout the whole entire thing and he didn't take it seriously. So the casting director gave him a card so that he would get better at it, and he saw his potential as well. So after he took the course, he ended up booking his first job.
There is a course.
Correct.
They got to teach people how to talk dirty.
Yes. Apparently it's a little difficult.
Just go wait outside our house. You'll learn what to say. All right, you ain't got to pay no $1,500, Doc.
17 years of my life, I paid $0.
I'm sorry. You won't believe it. Me and Linda had no idea these boys were hearing us.
Instead, he took that as a way to use that money to learn how to cheat on me, basically.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I don't see them.
Because I heard this happens too. Seriously. Did you ever pretend to be a woman?
I had to a few
times. You had to a couple of times?
As part of the job, yes. I took the class. It taught me a bunch of scenarios. I start working. They start throwing scenarios at me. And it's weird, Your Honor. It goes a lot weirder than just that.
You say, it was worse than that. It was worse than you pretending to be a woman and saying just sexy things to men.
There's a lot of people into feet, Your Honor. Describing feet. Describing mine. Describing theirs.
Okay.
Describing smells.
Okay. Yeah, things have gotten a lot weirder.
Playing roles, all kinds of stuff.
Sexually. All right, I got you.
A lot of stuff.
All right.
Stuff I'm not normally comfortable with. You know, I'm simple. I just want to be with my partner. I want to be with Peter. Yeah, I mean,
why don't you think you should pay the $1,500 back, though? If you quit the course, right?
That money was gifted for my course by PETA, who was encouraging and pressuring and almost coercing me into doing it.
When did he agree to pay you back?
He never officially agreed that he would pay me
Case
back.
dismissed. It was a gift. Have a good day. If you don't have a contract and there's no agreement, it was a gift, as she said. And he's a gift, right? He's still a gift to you, isn't he?
No, he's a liar and a cheater.
Oh, sorry to hear that, but your claim still dismissed.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed. Janet Hoyer is suing Casey Price in the amount of $485.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated.
Ms. Hoyer claims her neighbor offered to watch her son so she could visit her ailing mother and says she missed her flight when Miss Price changed her mind.
State your name.
Janet Hoyer.
Ma'am?
Casey Price.
All righty, ma'am. You're suing the defendant for $485, alleging she breached her promise to provide child care for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll start with you.
Your Honor, Casey is a neighbor that everyone has. One that's always asking for a favor but never returning one. And I'm not talking about your typical favors, some milk and sugar. No, she wants your whole car or $100 to run up the street when you both going the same way. It's ridiculous.
Everybody feel that way or just you? You the sucker?
No, me and some other neighbors as well.
Y'all got some other suckers on the block that she goes after?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What's she do to them? Do you know what type of...
The stories go around. It's the same thing. If she can't get from one, she'll go to the other. So
you're not like that, are you?
No, not at all.
You don't con your neighbors out their stuff, do you?
No, not what she say.
You don't have that reputation on the street, do you?
She's making herself look good right now, but we'll leave that alone.
All right. Okay. And so how long have you all been neighbors?
For 5 years.
And what has she been like with respect to your friendship?
Honestly, we have become good friends.
Good.
And, you know, I understand people have...
As long as you give that car up, doctor, that's right, you're going to stay good friends as long as you get that car up every month.
That's how good of a friend I am.
But I don't give to you, too.
You do give, but...
You give milk and sugar. She gives, like she said, automobiles.
I'll give her what she needs.
Go ahead.
We're both single mothers, so I know how it is.
How
So
many
that's
children
why
you
I'm
have?
there. I have one son named Neil.
Okay, how many you have?
I have one, Roger.
Okay, how are they? Similar age?
Yeah, her son's 7, mine's 8. They go to the same school.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they play
associate,
together.
they're friends?
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Good.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So shortly before the incident occurred, I was outside watching our children play, and unfortunately I got a phone call that my mother had a heart attack. So I was on the phone for hours trying to find someone to watch my son, and Casey overheard the conversation and offered to watch my son for me. And she owed me this favor.
As I usually do. I will help you just like you help me.
What does she owe you for this time?
Because I watched her dog for a whole week, and I am not a pet-friendly person. No. But I did it. Of the kindness of my heart, I watched her dog.
You watched her dog? She should watch your dog.
She treats her dog like she treats her son. So.
That's terrible. Don't say that.
No, I mean she's a good pet owner. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
Like,
good
yeah,
pet
like
owner.
she
should still treat her child better than she treats the
yes,
dog.
He treats his dog better than he treats me.
You might be on to something. He's definitely right. Go ahead. Dog don't talk back. Dog come and get up under you and be nice.
Doesn't ask for
I'll
money.
think of trying to get
Doesn't
one.
ask for money.
True.
Doesn't come and get your clothes out the closet unless he needs something to chew on.
Yes. Well, I thought it was easy to take care of her dog because I never hear of any issues, so I did it.
Okay, but now this time she offered to take care of your son.
Yes.
While
she
you.
did. While I went to go visit my mother in New York from the heart
Okay,
attack.
how long were you going to be gone?
For 5 days.
And you told her that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so what occurred?
So I was on my way to the airport, and I get a call from her. She's very upset and telling me to turn around now to come and pick up my son. And I'm asking her, like, what happened? What's going on? I could not get an explanation over the phone. I even asked to speak to my son. She said, no, come and get him.
Allegedly.
Was he hurt or anything?
No, he wasn't hurt. She just said that he was misbehaving, and that was it.
Oh.
So I really didn't get the whole concept of the story.
Let's
I
hear
didn't know
from her
what was going
today.
on.
Maybe she don't take no stuff. Let me hear from you.
So, first of all, this is my first time hearing that she don't like my dog, but okay. Understood to be in friendship was just that. I help her, she helps me, and it is what it is.
And you offered to take care of her child. She didn't even have to ask.
She asked me.
Oh, okay.
And then I told her I would.
If you remember the conversation, I was
she didn't ask you. She said you
talking while her
volunteered.
kids were playing, and you heard me, and you're like, what's going on? I explained to you, my mom had a heart attack, and then you were still there while I was calling relatives to watch my child, and then you were like, well, I will be there for you.
Either way, I agreed. Right?
Well, I'm just saying it speaks better of you, what she's saying and what I'm saying, but fine, you didn't ask. She begged you. Okay, fine. She had to beg you. Your neighbor had to beg you to take care of her child. As close as y'all been for 5 years, she take care of your dog, she does this, and she had to beg you.
I had no
I beg her for other things too, but like I said, she chooses the
you need the
favor.
benefit
But I let
of
you speak though.
offering. Go
But
ahead,
you're not my
ma'am.
mother.
So
Go ahead.
I told her yes. I agreed to keep her son, and it was not a problem with me. She told me that she could assure me that he was going to be okay. I've never seen him have any kind of behavioral issues before. We hang out all the time. Our kids play together. Never seen, you know what I mean, anything from him that was out of the ordinary. However, now that she's gone, I pick them up from school. I was supposed to keep them Friday through Tuesday. And I get them from school. When we're on our way from school, they're in the back seat. I tell them, hey, when you get to the house, before you get on all your little electronics and all that stuff, you guys need to do your homework, right? So he begins to kick the back of my seat and tell me, you are not my mom, and I don't have to listen to you. So at that point, I said, okay, I'm gonna call your mom, and she gonna come get you, because we don't do that. And my son doesn't even talk to me like that, so I'm not gonna allow somebody else's child, because if it was my child, I'd probably put him over my knee, but it's not my child. So I felt like I was helping by calling her prior to her leaving. If she would have got on the plane, it would have been a whole other situation. You know what I mean? And he
How?
started
Where you
acting
was
out.
gonna send him if I was on the plane?
If she would have got
what a
on
friend.
the plane and I called her later, it would have been a worse situation, right? But I was conveniently calling you before you even got on the plane. So you can figure out what you're gonna do with your son, because if he's already acting like this on day one, I can't imagine what he's gonna be like day 4 or 5.
Did she ask or did you suggest she speak to him on the phone?
I asked.
She probably asked. I can't recall.
So what happened? Why didn't you? Why didn't you think to? If she asked and you can't recall, why didn't you think to? Here, you might want to talk to your son. That's the first thing you want to do.
That's cool, but I did, when she finally got there, I told her everything that was going on. I explained it then. So if I didn't explain it all on the phone or what have you, it could have been just because I was upset at the moment. But I explained it later, and I told her everything.
Kicking your seat and what else?
He was kicking my seat and telling me, you are not my mom and I don't have to listen to you.
So you should have been a mother and de-escalated the problem and spoke to him right then and there. If
So
we're
now
friends,
we're questioning my parenting.
No, I'm not questioning. I would never do that. I would never do that.
Questioning your babysitting. Yes, because questioning your babysitting. Yes, that's different from parenting. It's like this, like the child said, you're not her mama, or you're not his mama. So I'm saying she's questioning your babysitting skills.
You should have been my
should have
friend
told
and
me
knew that I was rushing to the airport to go see my mother, and then just took care of the situation by yourself.
So if you felt like you had a little Stewie Griffin over there with you, you should have told me that before I babysitted him. But instead,
to tell you what?
You didn't tell me your son was a little Stewie Griffin.
Now you.
Now your name called.
Well, she didn't talk about my
Lock me up right here, Yana, because I'm about to get
She just said I should have been a mother and de-escalated the situation.
Like friends
I am a great
I
mother.
apologize, but.
She
Let
didn't
me
say
fix
be a
my
mother
words.
to
You
your
should have been a
children.
friend
She said
and
be a
been there
mother
for
to
me
hers.
and
So she wasn't
de-escalated the
questioning your
situation yourself. You know he does not act up.
Well,
so
I wouldn't have been able to
obviously, Your
handle
Honor,
him the way I would have been able to handle my own.
I think that he was going through a little
I called
issue.
you to handle your own.
He was
I felt
probably,
like that
he's
was the
never
best
been
thing
away
to
from
do.
me. Probably going through separation anxiety, wondering what's going on with his grandmother, just having a little tantrum. All you had to do was talk to him. But selfish.
I did attempt to talk to him.
But you are selfish.
I did attempt, but he didn't want to listen to me.
What did you say to him, and what did he respond? How did
I
he
told him
respond?
I am an adult. Your mom left you with me, so you are gonna have to obey.
Okay.
Just like I would anybody else who I'm babysitting, which I've babysitted a lot of other people's children, and I don't have to deal with them talking to me like that.
You know he does not do that. So obviously there was a situation.
But she tried.
and
You said she should have de-escalated. She said she did try. Man, what did your son tell you? Let's get there. He's 7 years old or 8.
He
what
honestly
did
told
he
me
say?
that he just missed. He did not like that I left him. He never slept out of the house.
At what point did he tell you this? When you came back home?
While I was trying to find another sitter. As soon as I picked him up from her.
Where were you all? When
I was driving
When he
to the
told you
airport.
that, was he in the car, in the house?
We were in the car. We were in the car driving. I was taking him to a friend's house.
So what did you say to him?
I just told him, regardless of how you feel, you never disrespect adults, and you know better.
And he should have known that before he came.
Okay, so what did you do with the situation then? How did you handle it after that, going to see your mother?
Okay, so I ended up leaving him with a friend, and
that friend have any complaint?
No. He had no complaint. She owes me money because I had to turn around and catch a red-eye flight that cost me $485. Your Honor, I'm a single mother, and I work paycheck to paycheck.
Did you tell
I
your
could
son
not
that?
afford that. Yes, I did. But if she would have took the time out to understand what was going on, or even ask
You
him.
have no obligation to do that. You got to watch who you agree to accept the gift from.
She owed me a favor, and I even have the text messages
She owed you a
that
gift. There's no such thing as owing a gift. I mean, people use that terminology, but there's no such thing. A gift is not enforceable. It is not a contract. You can't enforce a gift until it's completed. Other than that, it's a promise of a gift. It's a promise of doing something for you. The gift was to take care of the son. That's the gift you're giving her. Then you failed to take care of the son. So you took that gift back. But was the gift conditioned upon him behaving in a reasonable way? Because no one can expect you to give them a gift that's going to cause you harm or hardship.
My son told me that he tried to apologize to her, and she didn't even want to accept the apology. She clearly did not want to watch my son. Like, she picks and chooses her favors to give to her neighbors and her friends.
You said she offered to.
Coming up.
I'm not. You calling all these folks, and she's the only one that offered. Nobody else even picked up the phone. Nobody wanted to be
maybe
bothered
they know
with
something
you.
that we don't know, Judge.
Yeah, that's what I say. Nobody wanted to be bothered with you. You said you called for hours.
Everyone was busy, and it was short notice.
Why everybody busy when you call? Everybody busy when you call? Everybody busy when you call?
Sometimes.
Well, they don't want to be bothered with you either. Everybody not busy. Nobody. They're not busy when I call. Few people are, but not everybody. Everybody you call is busy.
Your Honor.
At least they pick up for you. Do they pick up for you?
Picked up. They
You're
all
not on
picked
block?
up. No.
How many people? You don't know whether you're blocked or not.
I'm not blocked. I'm not blockable.
I get that little one ring and then they send a text.
That means block.
So one ring and then it goes to a text, hey, can I call you back?
That's what you do to me. Don't get me upset. All right. Now that's what my son does. He's right. He does just that. Can I call you back? And then when he doesn't, he says he forgot. In any event, ma'am, this was a promise of a gift, and she should not have, the gift should not cause her hardship or put her in harm's way. And she would have been in harm's way had she laid hands on your son. And that might be how she would have chosen to resolve that. I think she did best by telling you to come get the child, but you should have insisted on speaking to your child. I think that's where you messed up.
I did, Your Honor.
She can't prohibit you from talking to your child. I don't believe that. She can't say, no, I'm not going to let you talk to your child.
She did not let me speak to him over the phone.
You asked?
I did ask,
And she
Your
said
Honor.
no.
She said no, come and get him. She said come and, when I watched him for a week, for you to go on vacation with your family.
That's a
We're
good
not talking
point.
about my dog
With
right
your...
now. So because she felt my dog wasn't well behaved, now it's okay to drop your son off to me knowing that your son ain't well behaved.
I didn't drop him off to you. First of all, you know I go all out for my son. We've known each other too long to be even
How your children doing? They're in the first and second, or what grade are they?
Second and third.
All right, and there are no complaints from the teachers?
No, I don't. Our children are not problem children. They get along. We get along. They have their typical, oh, you kick the ball too hard, or this and that, like how little boys play. But they have never gotten disrespectful to either one of us.
I don't know how he behaves.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to dismiss your claim. She had no obligation to you. And when it appeared to her that it was going to be problematic, either perhaps putting her in harm's way, kicking the seat and talking crazy, you might want to reach back and get your feet off my seat. Get your feet off my seat. And boom, there goes an accident.
No.
So, no, she had no obligation to continue with a gift that put her in harm's way. So I'm going to have to dismiss your claim. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
And I hope you know that I was trying to help you.
No, you weren't. You knew I had to get to my
Well, I tried to do what I had to do.
Okay, well, thanks.
Okay.
You can head this way. All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May be seated.
Mr. Levine claims the owner of his favorite bar agreed to bartend his next party to pay off a bet and says the defendant's staff bailed after starting a fight with his guests.
State your name.
Larry Levine, Your Honor.
Sir?
Mr. Joe, the owner of the 50-Yard Line Club.
What's your last name, though? 50-Yard Line?
Yes, sir.
You trying to be funny. Now, you in trouble. Anytime you try to be funny, I'm going to show you funny. All right. And you are suing the defendant, Joe Penn.
Yes.
For $800, saying that he lost the bet and squelched on it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
That's right.
Let's start with you.
He came up with a deal offer to host a party at my house, and so everything would be comped to reimburse me for the money that he owed me on the bet.
I don't know nothing about that. You want to tell me about that, perhaps?
Yes. So I agreed to him offering having a couple bartenders come over to my house to host an event that they would bring their liquor their beverages. They would service my guests for the evening, and that would compensate me for the money that he owed me for the bet.
One last time. How did he owe you for a bet?
Because he lost on a bet.
Sir, what is this about? How did you all come to having a bet, and what was it over? I have no clue what he's talking about.
Right, sir. So, Your Honor, my name is Joe Penn. I'm the owner of the 50-Yard Line Club. So, this gentleman here, Larry Levin, which has got an aptly last name, he should be leaving my club and not coming back. Because he's always betting me on everything. And just so happens that he comes in, he gets free drinks occasionally to my bar. He's a patron. So I lost an $800 bet to him. And we said, well, instead of paying, because we always joke around.
Tell me about the bet. What was the bet? On a boxing match? And you betted he'd win or lose?
I bet my guy would win, but my guy lost.
Go ahead.
And I thought we were joking around, because we make lighthearted jokes with each other all the time about betting on this and betting on that. No, he took it serious. So, all right, well, if you want to take this seriously, I'll just send my employees over to your next party, and they'll bartend your event for free. And that's what we agreed to. And we went over there, and none of his people were cordial to my bartenders. They didn't want to tip them.
How many people did he have there?
50.
50?
50 people. Yes, Your
He
Honor.
had a mansion? He has a mansion?
In Beverly Hills. Yes,
Okay.
3-story house in Beverly Hills.
All right.
Large backyard. There were strippers there, people just, aggressive type bodyguards. His people were real aggressive with us. My bartender's over here as a witness. I wasn't personally at the party. My bartenders were. I sent them in my place.
Well, you come and tell me what happened, and then I'll let you resume.
Yes,
State
sir.
your name.
My name is Michael Keller. I've been working for Joe for a couple years at the 50-Yard Line. Liquor Larry over there, I know him as well.
Liquor Larry.
Yeah.
Why y'all call him Liquor Larry?
Because the number of cabs I've called this man, no disrespect to you, very nice guy, but I've called you several cabs, dozens probably. And Liquor Larry won the bet against my boss. My boss tells me, he says, I've reached an agreement with Larry whereby you're going to go to Larry's house and you're going to be tending bar there. Drinks are on the house. And you're working, and I'm working for tips. So I thought, this is great. Easy $200. And
Beverly Hills. Big shots.
And
right.
I mean, people who turned 21 during the Nixon administration are going to be able to hold their liquor, so I thought. This is what I thought.
Turned 21.
I was wrong. Yeah. Well, first of all, I get there, and the only people tipping me are the Cougars. And so my tip jar is more or less empty. And the people there, they're all being rowdy and crazy and this and that. And I have to start watering down the drinks because, you'll have like a flaming shot. His people are taking lighters to my rums and cokes. And so I have to start adding way more Coke and way too little rum. And I heard the same Frank Sinatra song like 3 times. I should probably countersue you because it's stuck in my head now.
He said he should countersue you. It was that bad.
It was that bad.
Coming up on Mathis.
This one guy, he comes up to me and he's like, you're taking way too long with these drinks. And he's just being belligerent. You're taking too long with the drinks. Drinks are watered down. And he says to me, we shouldn't be tipping you at all. So at that point, I pick up this tip jar, which is full of a little bit of Cougar money and not much else. And I shake the tip jar at him and I say, don't worry about that because nobody's tipping us anyway. And this guy tries to swap my tip jar away. Well, there's tiki torches around us, so I'm worried about one of them falling over or fire catching. Larry doesn't water his lawn. I don't know why, but it's like you step on the grass and it crunches. So I'm like, these tiki torches fall, and this whole place is going to catch on fire. So I push this guy back because I'm like, you're being belligerent around fire and around me. It's no good. And somebody else comes and they swap my hand out of the way.
In Los Angeles, in California, fire. Go ahead. And dry grass. You did right.
And thank you. And so I'm shoving over here. His people are shoving me this way. And eventually, minibar falls over. At that point, Liquor Larry, who God knows where he's been, probably asleep somewhere, he comes out. He says, you guys got to go. You're fighting my friends and my guests. And so we're like, okay, that's fine. Don't got to tell me twice. And so we try to start picking up the bottles and picking up the minibar. And he says, no, you've done enough. Just get out of here. So then we leave.
How many people were there?
It was about 50 or 60.
Bartenders.
Oh, it was just 2 of us. Which also shows you, because that's too few people for that number of people. I was told it would be like less than 30.
I didn't know exactly how many were going to come, but I can assure you that I didn't count on 50, Your Honor. I believe that a good many of those were friends of the people that I did invite. So I didn't know that there was going to be this many.
Plus one. I mean, when you invite someone, typically they do bring someone with them.
Well, that was taken into account when I thought that there would maybe be
Okay, so you
30
might have
people.
invited 15 and expected 30.
Right.
All right, got
He's
it.
not good at math, Your Honor. He failed at mathematics.
Now, what did your other employee tell you?
There was another person there at his party that threatened to create a Molotov cocktail and throw the whole place up in flames because they weren't tipping my bartenders. And my bartenders came to them and said, we're not here just to work for free. We make tips. Obviously, everybody works for tips, is not getting an hourly wage. But his people at his party didn't understand that, so they started threatening my bartenders with bodily violence.
Do you know of that?
The only thing I noticed, Your Honor, is that this gentleman over here, Michael, was waving his goldfish bowl shaped container. I didn't think much of it at the time because somebody else was calling me to do something else. So when I came back a little bit later, all of a sudden there was this pushing and shoving match going on, and it looked like he was pushing my guests. Okay, so I had to go over there to intercede, to break it up. And before you know it, by the time I got over there, there's this whole melee of pushing and shoving and everything else. And in the process, the bar tipped over. There was some bottles smashed, and that's when I had enough of it.
But
and
did your dry, dusty lawn catch on fire?
Okay. So I didn't know
dry, dusty lawn catch on fire?
That didn't catch on fire.
You're welcome.
And it wasn't
You're
that
welcome.
brown. It wasn't as brown as
He says you're welcome, meaning he stopped it.
If you'll kindly look at the picture, you'll see
There you go. Let's
that
see
the
it,
lawn
please, Amir.
is not that brown, as they say.
That's after they wiped the charcoal off of it, Your Honor.
Okay. It's brown enough to catch fire, sir. And you have a wooden cart, all this wood, and somewhat brown grass. Sir, yeah, and then you have the...
I'm sorry, it doesn't look that brown to me, Your Honor.
Fire, I know it doesn't. Look at Larry. Nothing looks like it does, like it really is to you.
Well, if you were there, Your Honor, you'd see that it wasn't as brown as it looks to you in the picture.
Picture say 1,000 words, Larry. All right,
The pictures can be
and why do
deceiving
you
also.
think he owes you? Because you didn't get the fair market value of the bet?
That's correct.
And you think that's because of the melee?
Part of it, yes.
How many people did you see in the melee?
Oh, probably half a dozen or so.
Okay, did you sue them?
No, I did not.
Okay, because you're blaming, so you're blaming it all on the bartender.
Because he instigated it, yes.
He instigated all 12 people who jumped him.
It looked to me like he was the one that instigated it.
Yeah, but you said 12 people.
No, I
if
said-
it's instigating, it's one person against one
No,
person.
sorry, I said half a dozen, 6 people, I said.
No, you don't know what you said, Larry.
I do.
You couldn't even get your testimony out at the
I
beginning
said
of the
6
case.
people when you asked me.
You said a lot of things, and half of it I can't understand.
What is it exactly that you don't understand that I said, Your Honor?
When you first started out with your testimony, I had no clue what you were talking about. I had no idea what you were owed money for. So much so, I had to go over to them to tell me what you were suing them about. You didn't know. I can't rely on your testimony. Therefore, your claim is dismissed. Bye, Nick and Larry.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
Anytime you're dealing with a drunkard that doesn't know how to walk a straight line, they're always going to be in the wrong. You can't even remember what he did last night.
Well, all I can say is that sometimes the just don't always win, and this is a perfect example of it.
Coming up.
Sometimes when things go wrong, it's often after he stays there, Maybe some did go down the drain, but not enough to cause a clog.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Graphic designer Sean Scoop is suing Carl Davis in the amount of $500. Mr. Scoop claims he was hired to create designs for Mr. Davis and says the picky defendant is making up bogus excuses so he won't have to pay for the work.
Sir, you're suing the defendant for $500 for non-payment on a graphic design services?
Yes, sir.
Start with you.
He wanted me to design a couple mock-ups for his business.
What type
journal.
of business?
He has a cell phone company. So basically, he wanted a couple mock-ups. The deal was he would pay me $1,000 in total, $500 up front, and then after the work was completed, he'd pay the additional $500.
Did he give you the specifics of what he wanted?
He did.
You have that in writing?
Yep, I have the specifics in writing, the contract.
Just give me that whole folder. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Client agrees to pay service program a total of $1,000 for the services. The payment will be made 50% up front. That means $500. Got it. All right. So what happened?
He didn't like the quality of the work, and he also said that there was some mispronunciations and grammatical errors as well.
Are there?
I had quotes that were already written that I gave to him, so there's no way I could have misspelled, Your Honor. So
you didn't have anything other than quotes? You didn't have any preamble to the quote? Don't you have to have, you're going to read this quote and this quote means such and such. You don't do anything like that? You just put the quotes on?
It's like a day-to-day, so it's like calendars of the days on which quote applies to you for that given day.
Okay, so that's all you do, put is the quote.
That's it.
Got it. What were you dissatisfied with then?
I wasn't satisfied with the fonts he used, the textures, the colors.
Did you give him any specifics on what you might want?
I told him exactly what I want, very strict detail.
You have that with you today?
Yes, I do.
Final product isn't what you said, right?
It's not at all. I mean, does that look like $1,000?
I need what you said. That's what I asked you for. I asked you for what the specifics you gave him today. You just said, I gave him the specifics and he didn't do it like I gave it to him. So, show me the specifics. That's what I asked you for. Are they in here?
Yes, they are.
The specific designs?
Specific designs.
All right. That you requested?
Yes.
Marketing design request form. You read it to me. Let's do that. There you go. While he give it back to him, and you read the specifics that you asked for on the design.
Yes, I will. I asked it to be done in a stylistic font, Your Honor, with colors consisting of green, blue, with a dash of yellow and some creativity.
That's on there. All what you're telling me is on that sheet.
But it lacked the creativity. I asked him to add some.
I want to know what's on the sheet that you specified. That's what's made. That determines the case, sir.
The font's all wrong, Your Honor. The
That's
font's
it?
not right, and it's like some of the colors are missing as well, Your Honor. There's no yellow, Your Honor.
I don't mean to interrupt, Your Honor, but the colors that he requested are clearly on the final design, and the fonts are what he selected and told me to put up.
Are the colors on there or not?
There's missing the yellow. There's missing, like, the brightness is just blue.
Hand me the part that says about yellow and the brightness and the colors. No, don't hand me the whole file again. I asked you specifically. That's what happened with your man. He asked you specifics. You give him something you really don't. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. The service provider will deliver the final product, which includes the completing, branding, consultation, creative concept. Client is entitled to 2 revisions. Did you get them?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. And you still weren't satisfied with the revisions?
Not at all, Your Honor.
All right. Yeah, I can't read anymore, obviously. I'll ask him to circle where it says the colors are. That's where he even looked down and acted as if they were on there. Please circle where it describes those colors. Maybe I'm, like I said, well, I can't read as fast as I used to. How about that?
Get your pen back, sir.
He circled what he claims to have as colors. This is what he claims to be covered. You wrote it in. You just wrote it in with your fingers.
You see, Your Honor, this is the type of unprofessional.
Get out of my courtroom.
This is the type
Judgment
of
for the plaintiff. Who
unprofessional-
you playing with? Get out of here. Bye. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $500.
Told you you're going to have to pay that $500.
Man, it's not happening.
Hey, man, got to be more professional.
Really? I need to be more professional.
Got to be more professional.
Nah, you need to be more
In just 15 years, ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Jade Johnson is suing Sade Coleman in the amount of $1,500. Ms. Johnson claims she bought a wig from the defendant and says when she was late on a payment, Ms. Coleman yanked it off her head and injured her neck.
State your name, ma'am.
Jade Johnson.
Ma'am.
I'm Sade Coleman.
All right. And you are suing the defendant, a wig stylist, for $1,500 in medical expenses because she repossessed the wig or whatever. All right. And ma'am, your defense is she refused to make payments on a wig. All right. Start with you.
Yes, so I purchased a wig from Miss Coleman.
Did you know her?
No. I met her. Actually, I didn't know her at all. I seen her work on another young woman, and I said, you know, your hair is beautiful. Who does it? And she, you know, referred me to Miss Coleman's Instagram. I looked through her IG. I booked an appointment for a consultation. So, you know, I get there, you know, I see a bunch of beautiful wigs. There was one in particular I wanted. It was long, 30-inch, and I, you know, had a photo shoot coming up. I'm an aspiring Instagram influencer, and so I had a photo shoot coming up, and I said, this one's beautiful, but honestly, I couldn't afford it. So she recommended one that was within my price range. And so even with the wig that she recommended, it was a little out of my budget and I wasn't sure because I don't typically wear wigs. And so she set up an installment payment for me. And, you know, we agreed to pay $133 every 2 weeks. And I made the first two payments.
Is that your hair there, or did you have some
I have extensions. I have some extensions, yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
We settled on, it was a 4C wig with a natural hairline. I thought that would be ideal for me. Like I said, I don't typically wear wigs, so I don't want it to look like a wig. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we did settle on one. It was a 22-inch.
You don't do the long weave one day and then a short cut the next.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let me hear from you. Give me some background.
My name is Sade Coleman. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I'm a wigtician. And this is the wig, the beautiful wig that I repossessed from Jade. So she came into my salon, and I could tell she needed help. She's a beautiful young girl, but she literally needed help. I could tell she didn't know how to style her hair. You see me. She needed time to learn how to properly install a beautiful, high-priced wig, and I helped her. She told me she couldn't afford the wig. Out of the kindness of my heart, I gave her an installment plan. I never do that. I usually don't do that. I do that for my long-term customers.
And what was that plan?
It was for 4 payments of $133. And she agreed. And if she did not pay this, then I would repossess the wig.
Over the course of what time frame? 4 months or 2 months?
Every 2 weeks she would make a payment.
Is that 2 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what happened to the payment? Was she on time?
Well, the first payment, yes, she did it in the salon. The second payment, she said, she called me a day before with a sob story. Oh, I'm not really feeling well. I need to go home. That's incorrect, Your Honor. I said that my father was ill and I had to fly back home. I used the money that I would have paid for the wig to fly back home.
And that is what she interprets as a sob story. So it is correct from her perspective.
Thank you.
All right.
She gave me a sob story, and I said, I completely understand, but there will be a $50 late payment. And she agreed to pay it next week, and she paid it on time, and I was grateful. I was very happy with that.
Paid the second as she said she would do after coming out of her crisis.
Yes.
All right. What about next time?
Well, the third payment, I gave her a courtesy call about 3 days before the payment was due. I gave her a text and a courtesy call, and she answered the phone, and I said, hey, Jade, your payment is due in a couple of days. Just wanted to give you a heads up. And she had an attitude. And I'm like, what? I'm doing you a courtesy out of my heart. So I just shrugged it off. She hung up the phone, and after that, it just got really messy.
Didn't tell her she'd pay you when her income tax comes?
No.
Didn't tell you when her student loan comes?
No excuse. Just an attitude. And she hung
Didn't
up
say she was waiting on inheritance?
No. I was going to pay. There was no need for her to call me. I was going to pay. She knew I was going to pay. You don't need to call me and text me 3-4 times throughout the day, and I was at work. It was once. I was at work.
All right, well, to stop all that, you just pay. You wouldn't have any of those problems. Further testimony about the actual wig and her complaints.
So the following week, it was for the third payment. She didn't pay that, so I started reaching out to her. I texted her, I called her, and I said, okay, if you don't pay the payment, I'm going to have to repossess the wig. Your Honor, I didn't believe that she would actually take the wig off of my head. I think we have a little more class than that. Well, it was a joke at first.
Why didn't you return it?
Simple. I was gonna pay, but
that's where the class should come in. Pay on time or return.
I didn't need the excessive calls and texts. I was going to pay.
You sure wouldn't have had them had you paid her. What part don't you understand about that? You don't get a second text, a second call if you pay your debt. Phone company won't call you twice if you go there and pay them. They say, okay, you paid in full. Won't call you no more. Won't cut them off. Did you really snatch the woman off a wig off her hair?
I wouldn't say snatch.
You tell me what happened in that regard.
So I'm in Miami. It's you know, like I said, I'm a small Instagram influencer, 10+K on Instagram. And so we're taking photos. I'm out on the beach and she approaches me. I said, we're not doing this right now. You know, I'll pay for the wig. And she proceeded to walk away. I turned around with my friends and she snatched. I mean, it took her at least 3-4 tugs to get the wig off of my head. I kid you not. 3-4 tugs to get the wig off of my head. After that, I couldn't believe what happened. I was embarrassed.
One swift movement.
I was embarrassed. I was walking around Miami Beach with a wig cap on. Luckily, my friend had a hat. I was able to put that on. The walk of shame. Went back to our car, feeling the stiffness in my neck. You know, I tried to brush it off.
Did she ever ask you prior to that to give the wig back?
She didn't ask me to give the wig back.
For her money.
She had been asking for her money, correct.
Mm-hmm. Did she ever ask for you to return the wig?
No, but she'd been asking for the money, yes.
You agreed that the wig would be repossessed. I have a text message right here.
That's what I'm getting to. If she ever agreed to return it to you, and you're saying you have a text message where she has. She told me she didn't. Please, Andrew, this evidence. She told me she... you all never discuss returning. Third payment is due. I have not received my third. Third payment is due immediately or wig will be repossessed. This is what you said to her.
Yes.
All right. So you told her, you gave her a warning.
Yes.
Yep. And that's where I was going, is repossession requires notice, requires a warning. If you don't give me the money or the property, I'm going to come and pick up the property. Let me hear how she caused you injury.
I don't usually use glue or combs on the wig. I like to just put it on because I like to protect my natural hair, which is something she did do a good job of instructing me on. So I put glue on the front, I put the combs on it. When she snatched it the first time, it did not come off.
There was no glue on the wig.
Your Honor, she yanked it 2, 3, 4 times, causing severe whiplash. I kid you not, my neck was so sore when I got in the car.
Your Honor, she's lying.
Your Honor, the next day I had to put icy hot on it, then I went to the emergency room.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, evidence of that.
Yes.
Please, Andrew, get the evidence that she went to the hospital and what she told the doctors when she got there. Diagnosed whiplash.
Diagnosed.
Around the time 5 days after you gave her the notice to repossess. The problem is, however, ma'am, the manner in which you repossess something can also be illegal. Repossessing by force.
It wasn't forceful. There's no glue on the wig. I actually have the wig here.
She has evidence that said you caused whiplash in your attempt to repossess. You admit to grabbing her head and snatching it off of her head, which does lend itself to risking someone's neck injury. Had you, say, for example, if it was left open and obvious, let's just say that, like a car is in a parking lot.
Well, it was hanging off her head.
A car is in a driving way. Driving way, a car is there, left open, obvious, you can come and you get it. If there's somebody, don't take my car, don't take my car, you can keep going, taking the car. However, you can't go into that person's house and get anything and then come out and take the car. For example, if they have a special lock and you say, well, that lock is in the house, I heard, or I looked in the window, and that special lock they have on this car to prevent me from repossessing it was right on the table. So I burst my arm through there, been in there, got what I needed, and used that to repossess the car. No, you committed a crime.
There's a special lock
committed
on the
a crime.
wig. Inside of the wig is actually a little latch. It was not installed properly. It was barely sitting on her head. There's no glue on the lace.
That's an assault, too. That's an assault, man.
I didn't touch her.
Oh, you touched the wig. The wig is a part of her body.
It's my property.
Wig is a part of her body, ma'am. So I'm going to grant your judgment. for $1,500 for the medical bills.
Thank you.
Have a good day. That's my
Never be going to
judgment.
you again.
I know this is a joke.
All rise. Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,500. Susan Johnson is suing Ronald Hellam in the amount of $250. Ms. Johnson claims her landlord started his own recycling business and says the piles of rotting trash around the property caused a roach infestation.
All right, start with you.
The defendant, my landlord, his recycling went on to 10, 15, 20 bags, and not all of it would get recycled weekly. And on top of that, he's recycling his neighbors as well. And unfortunately, it's caused a bug infestation. Big bugs, roaches, and they've come onto my lawn, my property, my porch. I urged, Ronald to handle the issue. And
when did you first start urging him?
When the recycling got bad, about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
And wow, that's a long time. And he never repaired it?
He did contact some type of extermination company, and no sooner than later I saw him hauling away some of the recycling, and at the same time spraying some type of topical.
How you know it came from the recycling? Maybe it's from his house.
Well, I could.
You have been in his house?
No.
Well, he might be nasty and have roaches all over the wall, and you blaming the recycling people.
Well, I could smell it too.
You have roaches?
I do not, sir.
Oh, but you give your neighbor roaches, but you don't.
I do not agree that I'm giving her roaches, nor that my recycling is the cause of the insects living outdoors.
Tell me what you know of this and what has been done. When did she first start complaining? She said 4 years ago. So you tell me what you've done over the 4 years to eliminate your tenant.
Well, about 4 years ago, I started recycling in larger quantities, taking the recycling from other units and the 4 units that I am the landlord of, everyone except for Miss Johnson's, who didn't wish to participate in my recycling program.
And I'm a fan of recycling. I recycle my own things.
Why didn't you want to participate in his?
Well, because it was already a problem seeing it stack up. Mine probably would have ended up the same way.
Was it stacked up and giving appearing to be a blight? Appearance of a blight?
Yes, sir. I would collect about a week's worth of recycling. At the time of her initial complaint, I was doing it in 2-week cycles, so it was substantially more than it is now. But after she addressed the issue to me, I immediately took the recyclables to the recycling center.
That's one time, but then she says it happened quite frequently.
This is an ongoing side business that I have going.
So you're running a business out of your house that involves garbage?
It is recycling.
Yeah, garbage. Unless you keep it.
Well, it's recycling is not garbage. Garbage.
Oh, you don't throw it out? That's the problem then. You don't throw it out. You get a pizza box and it has all type of residue, tomato on it and everything else. It's all recycling and it's still exposed to animals if it has residue of food. Mr. Recycle for a living. You ever heard of that? Have you ever, that ever dawned on you? Anybody ever told you?
That yes, the recycling could be considered by trash to some, but to me it is not. I think.
Okay, what is it? A pizza box with all type of residue of pizza.
That is indeed trash.
Right.
But
and
a pizza
you don't
box,
take pizza boxes?
I take pizza boxes.
People don't clean those pizza boxes before they give it to you. So they give it to you and it's trash when you receive it. I know it's true. You don't have to tell me. I know your business more than you do.
That would be considered trash, Honor.
I know it will. That's what I'm saying. Don't even think a box of pizza at first. You went back and forth with me. No, that isn't garbage. No, recycling isn't trash. No, I know. I've been in this business for many, many years, Your Honor. You don't feel pizza with tomatoes all inside, scattered around and trash? Well, now that you mention it, it might be. I believe if you pack up recyclables, which some no doubt have residue of food on them, then certainly it will attract bugs. You don't believe that, obviously. In fact, you went back and forth with me about whether it would or not. So therefore, I know you don't know what you're doing, and therefore a judgment is for you. $250 for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $250.
Do you have any final words?
Just better handle the roaches.
It has been handled.
Tasha Douglas is suing Lewis Crawford in the amount of $4,100. Ms. Douglas claims she sold her boyfriend a used car and says that after they broke up, her ex left it in her driveway and stopped making payments.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may all be seated. Judge, both parties have been sworn in.
All right, thank you. State your name.
Felicia Douglas.
Sir?
Lewis Crawford.
All right, and ma'am, you are suing the defendant for $4,100 for a balance on the car that you sold him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened here.
Well, initially, I met him 5 years ago. I met him at a house party. My brother was throwing the party, and so it was kind of an intimate thing. I happened to be dancing. Next thing I know, I looked back and it was him. We vibed really well from the beginning, and by the end of the night, he walked me to my car, gave me a kiss. I found out that he had a girlfriend, so we didn't pursue anything that night.
How did you find out?
He might have let it slip out, when I tried to flirt, and I might have invited him back to my place, but he was like, no, I got a girlfriend, so he, pretty much deaded it at that moment.
He's a good guy. You had a good guy then. What happened?
Yeah, a year ago, we ran into each other again at a bar, and me personally, I believe in law of attraction, so I don't believe in coincidences. This is just like, we seen each other again. He was single, I was single, so we pretty much decided to make it happen.
Okay.
I had a really busy schedule, so with that, we had only been together for maybe about 2.5 weeks before I introduced him to come to my home. I invited him to move in with me. And
after knowing him after dating how long?
Yes, for 2.5 weeks.
Okay. You didn't know anything about him?
I knew that he knew my brother's people, and so...
No, I'm talking about him as a person, as an individual.
Yeah.
You didn't know whether he was on drugs. You didn't know whether he a crackhead. He is pretty slim. But I'm not saying you are, sir, or not really. I'm just saying.
I understand.
You can hide a crack habit for up to a year.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you now. You got to hang around crackheads a little more before you start dating, so you'll know what to look for.
You are definitely right about that.
Look. He can be in that bathroom every night. When he go to bed, that bathroom, hold on, let me put it like this. Whenever y'all dating a man, I want the viewers, all y'all. If you go in the bathroom late at night and that bathroom window is open, when it usually isn't, they've been puffing out that window. They disappear for 2 or 3 days on you, come back with a shaky story. They've been on the bench. Couldn't stop, couldn't get away. That thing was calling their name when they tried to put it down. What did it say? Louis. No, I'm just kidding with you and having a little fun here. But really, you don't know what you're dealing with.
Yes,
it might not be drugs, might not be any of that. It might be a person who has anger problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could have been a person who has a different lifestyle that you might not have wanted to be bothered with. Whatever it might have been. Party too much, party too little. Philanderer with a bunch of other women. Mm-hmm. But you said he did admit to you that he had a girlfriend. But that's sometimes what they call the overlay. Mm. You know what the overlay? They tell you something so that they get you in that position of belief in them. So then they do something slick or sly and then tell you the truth, so you think, and you believe them again, because the first time it panned out.
Mm-hmm.
So the overlay for the underlay. So what happened with the underlay? What did you find out after he was such a good boyfriend and he moved in 2 weeks? What happened after doing
It was
that?
actually before the 2 weeks that I even asked him to move in. What he was showing me, the character was, he was taking me on dates. I mean, he would even leave me nice gifts when I got home from work. I would get home and it's a nice gift sitting on my doorstep.
Oh yeah, he's the master of the game. He's a master. Oh, that's good game, son. I want you to listen to him. You ain't married yet and you're single. You're single. Leave it at that. So I want you to be married to your mama for 40 years, or we've been together for 41. So I can't teach 42. I can't teach. I'm old. My game is old school. But him, that's good game.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tell me about the relationship. Then we'll get to what she's suing you about, and that is the debt for a car. But tell me about the relationship.
Okay, Your Honor. So yeah, like she said, I met her 5 years ago at a house party. We hit it off. I really loved her smile, the thing about her. But like she said, I was in a relationship at the time. Well, I did kiss her. I did not want to pursue anything further because.
Watch this. Listen.
I'm not necessarily a cheater, and either way, despite the fact that we kiss, I didn't want to take it any further than that.
That's right.
It wasn't
you don't want to take advantage of a
no, sir.
Of a woman.
No, Your Honor.
So is a kiss okay if you have a girlfriend?
Ask him. I told you, I'm out of the game. You got to learn from him. In fact, charge him. The game is to be sold and not told. So after you can go ahead, you can find out from him. He'll give you some lessons because he got the game down. But then again, he getting sued. Mm-hmm. So it didn't pan out ultimately. But go ahead, tell me about it. I said, I don't mess around. I'm a good guy. Then what?
Yeah. So we went our separate ways, and it wasn't until about a year ago that I ran into her again at a bar. And we hashed things out. We figured out we had a lot of things in common, and we were just vibing. I really felt her, and that's when we decided to start dating. And it was a short period of time. We moved pretty quickly, I will say, once we started dating. We moved in together, and it wasn't until after we moved in, things were going fine, but then over time, problems started rising.
Over what time? It wasn't, but how long?
I want to say shortly after moving in. I want to say within
shortly after moving in. You said over time. Go ahead.
Yeah, over time, or shortly after moving in, things just kind of started to get a little crazy. She had a little thing about me. I like to take care, and I like to do what I can, but I was falling on difficult times financially. But during this time, her brother, who was deployed in the military, he left a Jeep Wrangler parked in her parents' driveway for a very long time. And he offered her the truck to do with whatever she wants.
To purchase or as a gift?
Just as a gift. She didn't have to buy it or anything. The only problem with it was that it didn't run. So she towed it up to her place, and then after I moved in with her, it was about a week. I was interested in the car, a little interest. I thought, maybe I can get it running, so I can start working, doing things. And the whole reason I was following.
You weren't working?
No, Your Honor, I didn't have.
When was the last time you had worked?
I want to say the last time I worked would be about a month or two before we moved in together.
Okay.
I do a lot of freelance, so it was a dry spell. I found on difficult times.
Understood.
I didn't have a car at the time, so this is honestly why.
Okay, that's good enough for the sob story. I said I understand it.
Sorry, Your Honor. So yeah, we moved in together. I thought I could make the car run if I just replaced the battery. And so I went and bought the battery. It came out to, I want to say, like $250. And I replaced it, and the car started to run. So I'm running the car, I'm using the car for about a week, and I'm questioning her as to why she's not keeping the car herself as opposed to just selling it. But she said, it's just been sitting around and that she wanted a new car, so I understood that. So time went on, I want to say about in the next week, I'm driving the car again, and I offer to buy it from her. And she originally wants me to buy it from her at about $6,500. And we're really close, that's my gal at the time, and she's very kind and loving, so we negotiated down to $5,000.
How did you intend to pay her?
Well, my first I didn't have the $5,000 at the time, so I started off by giving her $800 in a promissory note stating that I would pay the full balance within the year.
You didn't have a monthly plan?
We had a monthly plan, and the monthly plan was going to be about $350 a month.
How were you going to pay it if you didn't work?
Well, I wanted to get the car so I could start making money, and so I can just pay it off over time.
When was the first payment due? How long after you signed the agreement was the payment due?
The first payment was about $350, and I paid that within the first month. And when it came to buying the car, I didn't have the full $5,000, so I gave her the $800 note.
That was the first time.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until after I made that first car payment that of $350 that the the check engine light turned on.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm still on how did you expect to pay for a car if you were not working?
Well, I just expected to find work now that I have a car. It was still a little bit of a dry spell.
Right, that's my point. You didn't have a realistic expectation. Just because you... let me get back to you, ma'am. So the agreement was as he says?
Yes, $350
all right,
a
and
month.
what happened once you signed the agreement and he was to pay you? Go ahead.
As you can see, his sob stories can get a little elaborate. So I first got the first sob story, which is when for the living expenses that we both agreed upon, instead of paying the $1,250, he paid $650 because that's all he had. I accepted that readily, but I did accept it. And since he had issues paying the living expenses, he also had issues paying the $350 a month. So he had another sob story separate from the lack of accountability with the rent. So at this point, I'm starting to get frustrated, and I already got rent to pay, let alone my own business that I'm upholding. So it's like, I was doing it before you, I might as well go back to doing it alone. So we got to that point, and we broke up. 2 weeks after that, he leaves me a note and a key in my mail slot, along with the vehicle just sitting in the middle of the driveway. Mind you, I have a designated parking spot for my apartment. So this is in the way of my neighbors, this is the way of me, or anybody trying to get in and out of my residence. So that caused a whole entire issue. He stopped making payments on top of the lack of...
Did he tell you, he said, I'm returning it because I can't pay? What was discussed when he returned it? He just dropped it off?
Yes, I got a call from my neighbors, and that's how I found out that it was in a spot that it wasn't supposed to be in, because they had seen the same vehicle parked in my designated spot the previous...
Why did you just drop the car off, sir?
Well, the reason why I dropped the car off is because she lied to me about the original state of the car.
How long did you have the car, sir?
I had the car for about 2 weeks.
Is that about right?
He had the car for about 2 weeks after we broke up. So
no, before that, how the total amount of time he was in using the car?
About a month.
1 month. All right, sir. During that month, what was occurring?
So while I was driving the car, it would break down numerous of times. The first time it broke down, I had to get the engine replaced. Or not the engine replaced. I had to go get diagnostics.
Yeah, you don't have your explanation together. There's a big difference between having an engine replaced and a diagnostic. A diagnostic costs $100. An engine costs $10,000.
Right, Your Honor. It all kind of ties in.
I know I'm right. You don't have to validate myself. Right. You're right, Your Honor. I know I am.
Sorry, Your Honor. So I went to take the Jeep to get diagnostics. Ran me about $450. And this is after she sold it to me and said that there's nothing wrong with it. And then the financial difficulties came.
Sir, what was wrong with it? You said you went in diagnostic for $450. What was wrong? You still haven't told me what was wrong.
It was a problem with the engine. I had to take it in for diagnostics, which cost me $450.
All right, and what happened with the engine then?
They returned it back to me, and then everything seemed fine, and I continued to drive it, and then it was fine up until after we broke up, and then after we broke up...
It was fine until you broke up. I'll pay you while we're together, but when we break up, I ain't giving you a dime. I'm going to try to make up something. Like, the engine went out. Oh, I forgot I was with Judge Mathis. He going to cut right through this Mathis. Ma'am, you were being hustled, and he trying to hustle me today, but it won't work. Seen this 1,000 times. Guy trying to use you, sir. I hope you're not a scrub, but these are the signs of a scrub. They move in with women, have no money, don't help out with the living expenses, get their car, promise they're going to pay for the car, then come up with some game when it's time to pay for the car, and then when they get sued, they come before a square judge, and they think that square judge, yeah, he might go for that. Yeah, it was the engine, and I got the engine plate, and square judge might take it like that. But no, Doc, I know game all the way around the world. That's why I cut right into that, and I cut it out of the picture. You had to retract that altogether. He knew I'm lying. Well, no, it wasn't to replace the engine. It was the diagnosis of the engine. That's what it was. That's what it was. Please. Judgment for the plaintiff. He attempted to con you, but he definitely has a debt that he owes you, and I'm granting it to you today. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $4,100.
You lied about the car. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's okay.